genuinely, if you're ill, little stock cube, little star pastas. Mwah.
Well,
we're live.
just actually going to let that one go. Because I think... Do you remember when Walker's Crisps used to do like Tazos and Pogs inside them?
Yeah.
And like...
Pokemon ones.
Yeah, so I remember it was like the Warner Bros. Looney Tunes. I think that was like the first ones they
that's
did.
when you make the little motorbike out of the Tazo.
Yeah, and then like they've got little slots in them and you put them together, and then you get the slammers, which you would take into school and get beaten up for. And they'd be like shiny slammers or solid plastic slammers, and you'd literally like, I remember those and they were fun. But do you remember when Walkers put £5 notes in crisp packets?
Yeah.
Yes.
And like you could go in and you get like a little blue packet and you'd have to open it and you'd be like, got a £5. And I remember my gran, who was blind, got it once and was just like, what's this? And then was going to throw it away. We're like, whoa, 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 it's a £5. And I just think if you had that on the shelves these days, they would just get stolen. They would just...
100%.
Yeah, it's like, you know, when it's Easter time and it's like, find the white chocolate cream egg inside the regular cream eggs. And you go to shop and they're all fucking open because Joe blogs at either the factory or the logistics, or the fucking shop is like, nope, close it back up. Nope, close it back because it's in foil. You can't...
Yep.
They don't even close it back up. They'll be like, no.
Yeah,
no.
It's shocking, right? But like, you know, £5.
Yeah.
I don't recall that at all. £5 notes being in.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Was it in those like salt and shake bags or something? I can't remember.
No, but it's the same sort of like the
Yeah.
salt packets that you would get in the salt shakes, which is why my blind gran thought that was a salt packet, and she was like, "Oh, I'm going to get rid of it," and we were like, "No, that's a £5." And like back then, £5 was like £1 million to a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And
Salt shake crisps underrated.
yeah,
Add a little bit of vinegar.
yeah.
Banging.
Although it does make them a bit soggy when you put your hand into the bag.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a sensory nightmare. Also, I think they were called Brannigans, and I don't know if that's because I was thinking about Futurama earlier, but they were like mustard flavoured crisps.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got a friend called Ryan who gets them as well, and can still find them somehow in this day and age. They're like English mustard flavoured crisps. Oh my god, I can't find them anywhere else anymore, but they were banging. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
We're just continuing the conversation we had earlier, because I can't talk apparently. We're here for some Starfinder. This is Dragonborn Industries. We're on episode 53.
Wow.
Nice.
We're down at Townsend tonight for any podcast listeners who can't see us. Oh, we're waving at you, but you can't see us.
Oh.
What are you, blind like my gran?
Fuck's sake.
One understood.
Waiting for that.
You've won on that one.
What's this? Nan top trumps. Feet
There
under,
we go.
-6.
I think that's the funniest thing you've ever said.
Savage.
Right, that's me done for the week. See you later.
Oh my god, it's a weird vibe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is
It's just
it?
a weird vibe tonight.
Yeah.
Just a weird check, but it's okay. It's cool. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. You?
All right, weird.
No,
Feeling it tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
It's all right.
Just
It's all right.
mid-January, isn't it?
yeah.
It is mid-January, isn't
Getting
it?
back into the swing of things and all that jazz.
Shit.
Post-Christmas blues, post-New Year blues usually hitting people, and we're here just like, you know what? It's Monday night.
Yeah.
You probably just got back from work. You're probably like, oh, shit and a wank.
In that order, or at the same time?
So you said it was then shit shower wank or shower wank.
Whatever people's preferences are. You know,
wrong, she's right.
whatever people's
I
preferences
love
are.
saying stuff like that.
You know, it is mid-January, it is that time. Just sit back, have a nice cup of tea, and enjoy this wonderful episode.
It's wonderful Dragonborn Industries podcast.
I'm just going to go straight into a
fucking McKellen over here.
We need to re-record those as well. We need to like do like a load more. Yeah, I don't really know how to fucking start this show anymore. I just fucking press play and I'm like, whatever the fuck ever. I'm going to just hand over for some announcements. I'll start over there with Step Hen. Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Bastard.
Bastard! I'm back, bitches. Happy New Gene.
It's Britney.
I was hoping to come back last week. Couldn't find my moustache. It had been on a gal's pals holiday. Found it literally this evening. There it is. So we're going old school Gene. But it's a new Gene, it's a new year, and I've got some top-notch New Year's resolutions. My resolution this year is to cut down on the milk in my whiskey. You know, it's time I really
He
kind of...
fucking won't. You don't get canon on that.
Listen, cut down on the milk, replace it with banana milkshake and the whiskey. I need to elevate my palate a little bit. That's my resolution number 1.
I don't think you know who Gene is.
I made him.
She was there when he was created.
I made Gene the man he is today. Resolution number 2. Find out about any bastards in this solar system and root out villainy and evil. You know, that's an overarching one. And resolution number 3. Spend more at www.warriorprince3d.etsy.com. Your one-stop shop for all cosplay items, terrain, miniatures, collectible figures, whatnot and more. Anything 3D printed, Warrior Prince 3D can do for you. High quality prints at reasonable prices delivered to your door. And what's this? You can use a cheeky 10% discount by using the Dragonborn Industries podcast code to the stars.
That's the one.
I've not been out for a while. I've forgotten what it's like. Oh, bastard. But anyway, that's my resolutions this year. What about you guys? You got any resolutions this year? Be less of a pussy?
That's it. That's all there is, isn't it?
Drink all over my floor.
Would you say you are what you eat?
Oh, big fat.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Oh.
But any resolutions, boys?
Oh,
I'm
Christ.
scared.
Yeah.
No? Well,
No, we
No,
didn't.
I'm
Jack's gonna buffer.
I'm trying to lose some weight.
that's good for you. We can do that. Do you know what? We could be gym bros, work out together, lift in. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
we can do that, yeah.
What about you?
Nah.
Weak.
I do all that.
Damn right.
resolutions.
What are you going to do? What's the resolution? Character number 4?
Damn
Yeah,
right.
there we go.
4K.
I said I'd do dry January.
How's that going?
It's alright actually.
Yeah.
The last drink was on the 6th. So, that's most of the month. isn't
That
it?
counts. Still counts.
Good effort, mate.
Yeah.
To be fair,
What
yeah.
about you, little man over there?
Oh, little man's gonna lose some weight, I think.
All right. We're going to be a table of skinny bitches around here,
Oh,
isn't it?
aye.
But yeah. You should all, though, put in your resolution to at least visit www.warriorprince3d.etsy.com. Otherwise, you're all a bunch of resolution-breaking bastards. DCI Gene Poach, out.
What's Gene Poach's apart from like the palatable?
He told you.
Yeah.
He said that he was going to drink, try and elevate his palate
Yeah.
by incorporating banana milkshake into his whiskey. He was going to shop more at Warrior Prince 3D. And he's going to root out all bastards in the solar system.
Yeah, fair enough. You didn't tell us.
Just got the triple
You
whammy
did.
there.
You need to listen.
What?
You just need to listen.
So I desperately need a new moustache. The residue that gets left behind on this thing, honestly.
Well, we all know how that feels. I don't think Richard can print you a.
Moustache?
Well, he can print you a mustache, but like a stick-on one, unless you added the stickers.
No,
yourself.
you know, I used to get with
crackers.
the crackers that you could just stick up your nostrils. I can
Ask
leave a
him.
septum piercing. I can get it up there.
Just put some resin up there. Absolutely fine. I'm sure it'll be.
Absolutely fine.
That resin.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great. Thank you to Warrior Prince 3D, always supporting the show. We absolutely love you, Richard. Thank you so much. And I will tell you guys now, my first ask of him for the 2025 year came in today. Well, not came in today. I asked him today for certain things because I'm like, we're there. I think we're ready.
Taking the relationship
no.
to the next level.
Yeah.
We really are. Now,
Steady.
you know, you've seen some of the big things we pulled out of the table.
Yes.
You ready to see something tiny?
We get carried
Prepare to
away,
be
Ian.
underwhelmed.
Oh yeah, baby. And, like, you can't top like the size of the things that Richard's
Oh,
printed for us.
yeah. Just,
But that's enough out of Richard. Because you can also go to www.rollandplaypress.com and use affiliate code Dragonborn10 to get 10% off your toolkits like this. The Game Master's Sci-Fi Toolkit, where you get all of these lovely tables in here that you can roll on to put meat to the bones of your world and just fill out all those little things that we don't normally think about when we're creating worlds, or we can get lost as we are, you know, going down the route of like ADHD, this thing and I need to really go into here, and then realise that you haven't named the NPC, or you haven't created a tavern in the town. Absolutely fantastic for stuff like that. They've got it across sci-fi and across fantasy. Honestly, today I was like trying to think of like names for like NPCs and stuff like that. I was like, what if they like just pull a random guy off the street? I was like, my name's Michael B. Jordan. I'm just like, because I genuinely, I've got so used to using these now that like it just becomes second nature to go down there to grab one for a name. So go check them out, use our affiliate code, you'll get 10% off your books and a little something will come our way. I'm going to swing over to James, who's going to chat about Twitch.
Yep, so as part of your Amazon Prime subscription for absolutely free, so it will cost you nothing extra, you can use your free Twitch Prime subscription to subscribe to us. So when you've got no money in this long-ass January till you get paid, it's something you can do for free. And it just gives us a little bit of support.
It is, and the other side of that is we are going to be putting a push on this year to try and like up the Twitch numbers, up the YouTube numbers. And I've just seen in chat that somebody's like, you know, you're not streaming on YouTube. We actually haven't streamed on YouTube for a little while because it costs Streamlabs like 20 quid a month, and we just can't afford it. So if you do sub up with Twitch Prime, a little something will come our way. Also, it just pushes those numbers. If you're following on YouTube, hit like, hit subscribe, tell all your friends about it, because that does the world of good for us. It's just letting people know. And if you do like it, just share it about. Just give it a little share, put a link in there, and just let people come follow along, because we've got so much more content coming out this year. We've got so much that I'm actually terrified. I'm going to throw over to Jack to talk about
The deck of many insights.
from Loki Battle Mats.
We've got no time today, so someone else is going to have to get savaged.
Goody!
You do me twice.
Hey?
You do me twice.
Oh, any day.
Now there's an
Whoa.
invite.
And it's not even his birthday.
It's not even Hallmark season, guys. Come
Oh,
on.
Christ. Any season is Hallmark season.
Somebody's got the horn.
Somebody's getting a good rogering.
Right, you're going first, mate, alright?
Okay.
You have more faces than a mimic that specialises in clocks.
Okay.
Highbrow.
That is
It
quite
took me time
highbrow
to
one.
fucking understand it.
Same. Steph.
I'm going to stop there again. A mimic that
Bro.
specialises
Yeah.
in clocks. Like they go to mimic school and they're like,
Yeah.
What's your major? Clock.
people always come near those. Really luring clock.
Yep.
So,
To see it from across the room. So I best get close to that clock. Carry on.
So, Steph.
hello.
Those of us who doubted you now have a real and valid reason to continue to do so.
Nice.
Oh, have we gone full circle?
I don't know.
Oh, I feel like we've had that one.
We're going to
before. Maybe
finish it
it's not
anyway.
already.
We're going to finish this round. James.
Go for it.
You're uglier than a plucked owlbear's ass.
That's fair. When I was born, my
That's
parents were like, ah! Put it back in!
Oh man.
Quick, out the window!
We did it at the same time.
And Ian. You couldn't pour water out of a boot if the instructions were on the heel. I think we have now
Gone full circle. So,
That's
yeah,
it.
well, we've got to read one out for you. So Alex will
Okay.
read one out for you.
Oh, I can't read. On demand. If I put your brain in a dragon, it would. If I put your brain in a dragon, it would fly backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I don't know how many episodes that's been, but that's almost like
Yeah.
5-6 insults per
All of
Yeah.
these.
episode, and we finally made it all the way through
Done.
them. But they are, I think, a great little thing to have, especially for bards who've got vicious mockery, or for just little quips.
We start using it in RP. Just pick one at random.
If we have gone full circle, then absolutely stick them in the middle of the table, and we'll just see what.
Dispiriting taunt. Constant.
Yeah, absolutely stick. Now that we've gone through them, stick them in the middle of the table, and we'll use them as part of the normality of the show. So thank you to. It's gonna stay like that forever. Thank you to Loki Battle Mats. They also do amazing things like battle mats and amazing things like gift wrap and stuff like that. I've been using them for a while. It's really awesome that they sent us some stuff out. Please do check them out. They are really, really cool. Otherwise, I think the only last thing to say is go check out Dragonbornindustries.com, where you can get merch, you can get things like the Stanley Cups, you can get t-shirts, hoodies, dice that I make. You know, if you can wish it, want it, do it. Some of that is on the website. Not all of it. Because I'm done. I'm just... I'll put some of it on there, some of it not. But yeah, thank you very much. Is there any more announcements from anybody else?
I don't think so.
No? Well, if that's the case, should we jump into tonight's episode of Starfinder?
Let's fucking do Mulligatawny.
After uncovering the Decimar cloning and silk harvesting facility dubbed the Secret Garden, our crew kill a heavy-hitting harvester known as Nigel and find a new technology in a cloning tube and cognitive data receiver, leading the party to believe that they may see this Vesk agent again, but begs the question why this Vesk and where now has their cognitive data been sent to, if not the receiver in this facility. Heading back upstairs, the crew confront Dr. Grimm once more and discover their actual form here on Absalom Station. After a brief interchange, this Strix brain construct amalgamation does not put up a fight, but openly tells the party they wish to defect from Dynatech Industries, offering information in exchange for immunity from prosecution should the company come under legal scrutiny. In this stalemate of a conversation, Jack, Cassandra, is a little fucking... I thought I put the happy one on tonight.
Yeah, that is very happy, yes.
As the horse umbrella.
Just out there swinging it like Donald Duck. In this stalemate of a conversation, the crew call in Starfinders and the stewards to take control of the situation. However, asking how they can save the Decimar and Margos here, Dr. Grimm does tell them that they must keep the Decimar in a larval state in order to produce silk, and that if they were to transform into their adult form, they would possibly be freed from this production prison in the transformation process. Bless you.
Thank you.
And Calyx has Pez begin to reprogram and network together the augmented world being directly fed into their brains. Bless you again. Do it again and you're out. Of the Imago here. Calyx then has their own consciousness placed into this new digital world in the hopes to teach and lead these Decimar through their own transformation and evolution into their adult forms in an attempt to free them from this hell. And that is where we are jumping into today's session. Calyx has only just had their presence added to the new world. Chief Steward Evo approaches the party, this androgynous android with this like pale skin with ley lines all over their face and this blue sideswipe fringe where the left side of their head is shaved. We have spoken with Dr. Grimm, and they have willingly let us take them into custody for questioning. But they have specifically asked for you and your crew to be part of the investigation. And having seen more from this entity and their connection to the company known as Dynatech Industries, we would be grateful for your help in this endeavour. For now, the entity known as Dr. Grimm will be quietly taken into Bastion, where we will hold them in custody for questioning with the matters found here in this facility and with the matters connecting it to the world of Kashoria in the Aslanti Empire system known as Nis. But for now, this facility should be investigated properly. Is there anywhere or anything you haven't looked at yet?
I remember trying to get Bear to look at the key code that he put in on the device. I think I rolled a 31.
Yeah, and you definitely saw an access code. Not a thing that you think is going to get you into the full system, but definitely something that might give you help gaining some access to the computer terminal upstairs. But do you say that out loud? Otherwise,
yeah, I'll let people know. As this is all happening, you kind of see him like watching a video on my data pad and just kind of scrubbing, reversing, letting it watch, reversing, just kind of trying to piece it together. But I'm guessing I can't quite see it enough that I go, oh, I've got the code.
It's enough that it will give you a pretty good boon to giving a good attempt to hack into the computers. I'll give you a +5 to a computer's check to hack into that terminal upstairs.
I try and show people, I'm like, Bear got what he could, but he can't. They couldn't quite see what he was typing in before he sent off a transmission.
Well, it's a very good start, Pez and Bear. Well done, the two of you.
Who's a good boy?
You're a
You
good
are.
boy.
You are.
I was saying it
Is
to
that
Bear.
how you talk to children? I don't know.
Don't ask me.
I was saying it to Bear.
Oh, is that normal?
Again, don't ask me.
Cool, bro.
Just
Yeah.
roll with it. Roll with it.
Yep, okay, sure.
I just might need some help getting through the firewall.
Ren, who is still stood with you, is like, I will. It's a shame that Ida's not here, but
We've got Kaz Umbra with us,
I was
guys,
about-
and we're forgetting.
I was about to say, I think between Kaz and myself, we should be able to give you enough help to get into the system.
We can give it a go.
Chief Steward Evo, do you mind if we take a look at the computer terminal up there? Yes, that would be wise. If you don't mind, I would also like to see what is on this terminal for now.
Sure.
Huh?
Right, let's go up. Let's do it.
And you head upstairs, back into this laboratory where you have this augmentation table with these auto processor arms that obviously are programmed to carry out the tasks of putting these cowls on and these like false stomachs within them for the sake of keeping them fed and giving them the nutrients they need, while also sewing up things like the ear holes and the ear canals and taking away those sensors on the outside. And that's a pretty grim discovery. You've also got the incubation chamber for the eggs and for the cloning facility. You head over to the terminal, which is in the far opposite corner in this like triangular room. And it's at the same time that Grim is being taken away. There are some stewards, and I suspect I'll be seeing you real soon.
Sure you will.
Yes.
Very well. Until then.
Stay safe.
And you, my friends.
Don't do crime.
What is crime? I need to do. I need to. But Evo's like, they are an interesting individual. They
Dangerous individual at that.
gave themselves over willingly, but would not aid us in things like getting into this terminal. They just said they would not help yet.
They're a slippery fish, that one. It'd be wise to proceed with caution.
Designation: fish, slippery.
Yeah,
It's a turn of phrase.
hard to grasp, both physically and mentally.
Like a fugitive that is hard to get hold of,
Yes.
or to apprehend.
Yes, that's the terminology I should have used. Apologies.
No, that is quite all right. I sometimes struggle with unique phrases like this.
Me too, which is why I'm trying to use as many as possible. Shared experience.
The more you know.
Kaz, what a beautiful singing voice.
But with that, you head over to the terminal, and you're going to get a +5 to this. But obviously, Chief Steward Eva is like, for now, the security personnel we have are not trained to access or hack. That would have to be a specialist team. Do you have between yourselves enough people?
I think so. There's
Yes.
obviously Ren and yourself, and I can help a little as well. Roost, are you good at the types?
I'll be here as backup.
Good man.
Chiska.
Make sure no one's bothering you.
I pass you like this old retro console. Like, you played this.
Squeeze it.
Pop it. Twist it. Twist
Oh,
it.
that's cool. I love
Twisting.
it.
It's just the head of a chicken.
All right, I'm gonna make some noise in the corner.
Who's making the roll?
Who is helming the check? And this is where we kind of get to meta something here. So,
Ren is unfortunately probably better than I am.
So
Don't
Ren
say that.
He
hasn't
probably
leveled
is.
up.
Yeah.
That's not a thing that they get. But what they do have, and the reason I'm asking this, is they have an ability to re-roll a computer check once a day.
That's going to be handy.
Yeah.
What?
But their initial bonus probably isn't as high as yours now. I will let you know that their computers is +13.
I'm 14, so.
12.
Computers, I'm +15, but if I use my controller that's already hooked up, it's +17 -5 to the DC of the check.
There you
Which, you know, you might not need that secondary reroll.
go. Yeah.
So, you know, Ren can help you guys, or you can have him do the check. It just means that
Yeah.
once per day he has the chance to reroll. Or, because you're only going to give them a +2.
Yeah. I think probably if you make the
Yeah,
roll,
if you're decreasing
then
the
it'll
DC,
help.
then.
So what I'll do is I'll unplug mine and put in one of the old like PlayStation 1 4-way controllers, so everyone has their own controllers.
I like this.
So this is the direction pad. Then you've got
Okay.
X, A, yeah, got
Okay.
it.
What do the buttons on top do?
X, A, B, and Y.
On the old PlayStation, it's always been X
No, I
square
was saying
triangle.
I was using it as the thing where it's got
Ah.
the floor gang.
I was about
This
to
is
rip you a new one.
PlayStation.
Splation.
PlayStation.
Fucking
Spacebox.
Ren
He
kind of
says.
smiles and chuckles and is like, right.
Right.
Anybody who has more than +10, you don't need to roll
Yeah,
it.
true.
Automatic passes.
Yeah.
So that's 2, 4, 6.
-5 for my vid gamer.
And then
-5 for your vid gamer.
DC.
And with their watching.
And we've already got another -5 from knowing the access code ish.
So yeah, +5.
Oh! Oh!
Is
Is that
that-
20?
oh my-
So that's 37 with mine without adding the +6.
Okay, so we need to add this up because this could make a difference.
Fucking
So
Christ. That's 43.
It's the best you've ever rolled.
Is that a nat 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like.
Well, as a 43 with the adds.
And then minus the 10 on the DCs.
So it's technically a +5 and a -5 because it's +5 for having the access code, and it's a -5 for your DC. Yeah.
Reduce the DC by 5.
So let's do that first.
Yeah.
Okay.
The base DC of the computer just to get in is 37,
Oof.
which tells you it's a tier 6 computer.
Yeah.
Which is why earlier I was like, in last session I was like, it's doable. Might want some help.
Yeah.
We've definitely got it. We've got 43 just on check.
Exactly.
So
So 37 minus 5 is
32.
32. There is other things to computers as well. So,
But then
there's the mouse. There's,
But then if you got
the
that
screen.
+5 you said from
Yeah.
the
from
access
there.
code, we then technically have 48.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually.
48
I'm just saying.
against what should be now a DC 32. So, smash the check. You can tell that there was a countermeasure in place, and you bypass it.
Yeah.
The first thing you get
Bloop bloop.
is basic functions. So, you know that this particular machine, this terminal, is running 2 cloning tubes within this very building. One of them is like an incubation and has been set up to harvest egg DNA and then clone it and go from there. The other one is a it's a cloning machine with a data transponder receiver on it that basically is, give me an engineering check and a secondary computer check, and everybody can do this.
Good at engineering.
20.
Okay.
And then you said computers, did you?
Yes.
So I got 20 on engineering.
Yep.
And I'm trying to work out where my computer is. Oh, I need to go up. 34.
21 engineering.
Yeah.
30 computers.
Yeah.
13 engineering, 22 computers.
Yeah.
24 engineering, 4 computers.
The transponder receiver for Roosh, you're like, I don't really get that. That's not really my thing. But, okay, so these devices are clearly hooked up to this machine, and for the rest of you, the cloning device itself is clearly one that's been bought in. You can tell it's really new, like the one downstairs is that had the embryo in it, and has been used recently. And you can see that about 2 weeks ago was released, and a full creation was done. You also see the tagline. It says NI//0027.
I//0027.
27.
Thank you.
Nigel?
Nigel.
With the check that you've got, you can then open up the data next to it, and it is in fact Nigel. This is his 27th body.
The fuck?
Jesus.
You know,
How many times does it get fucking ruined?
Talk about body count.
you think that they'd choose another model after
I
27?
know, right? It's like we need to fucking start from scratch, man. Christ.
Which begs the question, why this Vesk?
Why this Vesk?
You then see
Christ.
this computer acts as a terminal between several different locations, and you can see that the data relay from it, some are active, some are inactive, but you can see all of them with that check. You made the check. I will give you where the data relays are.
Thank you. Is this all of them then, is that?
Yep.
Cool.
I was going to read certain ones out to you depending on the check, but you get access to all of those. You don't get control of the system,
No.
but you can basically see a lot of the things that are going on. You get
Ooh.
that there is
Okay. Okay.
you would know that the countermeasure attached to this is a purge and then a data transference. Very similar to the one that was on Kasharia. Purge, transfer. The transfer of DRG//001
//00
would go to Verses.
DRJ or G?
G.
G.
Dr. Grim.
then the rest of that is basically what you get there. Ren is like, well, it looks like we're in. That's a fair amount of information. This is clearly a data relay terminal. This is going to take a lot of time to really get into what this is. Evo, this is good evidence. It clearly connects to the Dynatech Tower and the evidence that you and your crew have already provided to the stewards in terms of Kashoria and the NIS system. If they are, in fact, smuggling eggs from a planet that is not part of the Pact world, this could be a breach of the Pact and could put the Pact in danger. This is vital evidence for the stewards. Is there anything else there that seems to be of interest that we should know about?
All of it.
Yeah.
I'm particularly interested, to be honest, in what he was saying about the verses is interesting. With him talking about your architect, there's
Yep.
it says architectural services down here. Now that might just be like, oh, building shit, but it seems like a very loaded way to name something.
I mean, yes, it's quite apt.
I mean, it also has his own personal files on it.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks, mate. Crispy.
Quippy.
But Nigel's interesting then.
Nigel is interesting. That's a lot of downloads.
27 bodies. How does
It's a long-
Nigel come into all of this?
It's Vesk again, isn't it?
Yeah. We don't know what the connection there is yet, do we?
Nigel's body's still downstairs, isn't it?
Commander Evo, or Chief Steward Evo, is like, we have not moved anything from this scene of investigation yet.
I just want to try something. Kaz, keep your orb away for a second. I'm going to run down and pop Roy out. And I kind of like, just kind of sit there with Roy from it to see if there's any kind of like
Give me 2 seconds, please,
recognition.
before you carry on.
I need to actually add the orb to my inventory. I forgot about that.
Why not just copy
Yes, could you make sure you add the
I'm doing it.
Kashorian Guardian Orb, please?
Eagle, isn't it?
Yes, it should say Guardian Orb, the open brackets Kashoria,
Guardian orb.
because I just need to bring something up.
Kashoria, yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Add
Okay, you Roy out the orb, and there is instantly a like feeling search around,
Yeah.
a sense of curiosity, that same sense of being alone again.
It's alright, Roy, I'm here. Hi. Hi, Roy.
Yep.
Roy, this Vesky boy down here. Anything? Giving you anything? Any tingles?
There's like a feeling of searching, but no emotional attachment, no desires.
I'm gonna scurry over with him to the embryo tank. I'm like, what about this one?
No reaction.
He tingled earlier, didn't he?
Sorry, what?
There was a pull earlier with him when he came out before during that combat, wasn't there?
Yep.
Or was it in the direction of where Nigel was? Or was it more towards like that pull that I've been getting with him towards like Dynatech?
Where you are in the structure of Absalom Station, I don't think you would know which way round you are without
Cool.
diving into like
Yeah.
thousands of layers of
Sure.
blueprints to then go, okay, we're like
This way.
5 miles worth of floors to then
Yeah.
go, that's where Dynatech
It was
is.
more as like, was it a more sort of like immediate pull or more kind of like, oh, there's something vaguely?
No, but I will say it was somewhat upwards.
Okay. Cool.
That is
Just
at
wanted to
least
check.
a given.
Cool. Alright, thank you, Roy.
Okay.
I'll bring you out later. Stay safe. Let's go back upstairs. Right, so Roy wasn't giving me anything, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But 27 is a lot of bodies. And either he's really shit at his job, or he's a lot older than he should be.
I'm just wondering if they're actually a Vesk. Like, clearly the transference of consciousness is possible. If they can do that, why not into a different body?
Give me a medicine check, please.
Can we all do that?
Are you trained in medicine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
27.
32.
Mid-rise.
I think you consider the whole transference of consciousness, and you think about what Pez did. Literally,
Yeah.
hours ago by not transferring consciousness, but putting Calyx into this digital world where their body is now being cocooned, but they have their consciousness is still a thing that is then going to be active. I think at a base level, I'm trying to work out how much to give you here. This is the thing, because it's a high DC, but it's I had you roll for a reason. Something strikes your mind with consciousness that maybe it's something you've heard somewhere in the past, or something that you've seen on an infosphere somewhere, that usually you would need a consciousness maps to a brain, and that would have to be either a genetic copy of the brain, because the synapses, everything like that, like the thought mapping has to go into its own fit. It's like square peg round hole.
Yeah.
So maybe possible with certain magics, but that's not really your area of expertise. But yeah, I think you think that it usually has to be a like-minded brain.
Species.
Yeah, or the same brain. No one's successfully transferring consciousness here, there, and everywhere else. People would live forever.
No, I mean, clearly Dr. Grimm has been working on some experimental shit.
Absolutely.
Maybe he cracked it or something, but yeah.
Within these files, am I able to look what's in them?
So this would require further hacking checks.
Okay.
You're into the base system. You've got rid of essentially a main firewall. You're not sure whether or not any of the other ones are firewalled or anything, but that's where computers checks come into them. Yeah.
The only one that, as I'm still like flicking through them, just kind of almost like in a selection menu, you just hold the down button, it keeps flicking. The only one that I see is Grimm 7B2 authorized DS1 cloning in progress. Has he already sent his subconscious somewhere else so he can carry on?
Give me a computer's check. As you're looking at it.
Nat 20, plus 15, 35, and then minus 5 to DC because I'm still accessing it.
So that's an authority code. He has authorized Nigel's consciousness to be sent somewhere. Which earlier on in the conversation, he was like, "Oh, where's Nigel?" Which means he knew that Nigel was gone. Which means that part of that conversation was stall. And to see what... I mean, give me a sense motive before I start fucking giving you everything. You can all give a sense motive with this information. I just want to give it away for free now. Not some dime store hooker.
24.
So 18.
Yep.
12.
Yep.
So I could add 9.
I may as well roll for the other guys that are there. Not that they... no, I suppose by 19.
Expertise.
Neither of them were there, so actually they can't. They're not going to roll it.
Smutty 20.
Smutty 20. Okay, cool. Realistically, for Kaz and possibly TJ, yeah, they definitely were like, oh, did Nigel let you in, stuff like that. That was probably a deceit. They, at that point, knew that Nigel was gone because they must have authorized his data transference.
Yeah.
But you can see that data transference would have originally tried to go to the machine downstairs and was bypassed to where it says it's going there. However, a secondary auth code on the receiving end has also had to authorize it.
There's a lot. You're doing a great job there, Rose.
DJ.
Did a DJ. Come on.
Yeah, and I think like putting together and with that check as well, seeing the receiver downstairs and that one doesn't seem to need an auth code. It seems to just be an automatic. When the transference is sent, it then begins the process. The one that it's been sent to
has an authorization code.
At both ends.
I don't like the Steiner Tech Corporation shit that's going on in here either. That Yosoki server drone thing is making me worried.
Because I have logged in with his code, am I under Grim's login as such? Or have I pushed myself in?
It's a little bit, it's somewhere in between, because you've used part of their access codes that you've seen with Bear, and then you have had to hack in. So, you have access to the system, you can see what's in there, and it's making differences to certain checks. But obviously, all of the different systems that you're in, you then have to essentially, like,
navigate.
Yeah, you have to navigate them and go in. I'm just trying to...
I didn't know if I'd gone in through his, like, authorization level and had what he had access to.
So under computers, there are certain things you can do, which also affects DCs and stuff. So things like create or detect forgeries. Then you've got like all the circumstances that to do with that, like -2s, +2s, +8, so and so. Destroy repair system modules, because there is like tiered modules to them. Detect fake shell, which is like sometimes you get like a computer that has a fake amount of data around the outside of it to act as like, oh, you've broke in, you've got everything you need, and realistically the actual data is kept
like
safe.
a deep web.
Disable or manipulate module. Obviously, it will tell you what's in there. Gain root access. Basically gives you root access to the entire computer. You get full access, but the check is the DC is 20 higher than the check needed, which at your level you're probably not going to get. But then you've got hack system, which is you can use computers to hack into computers to which you don't already have access. Hacking computer systems typically takes one full action per tier of computer. Yada yada yada. And it gives you the basic function of that particular computer, which is what you're in right now. So what I've done to let you know mechanically is also put, basically there are locks on each one of those files, and they also have a countermeasure tier to them. So once more, you're basically making checks to see if you can break through those areas.
I'll relay this back to the team. As much as we're half in, we've kind of got a shoe in the door.
Okay.
You also know that you could hand it over to the data files and to the stewards, but they would take a long time to basically slowly and methodically go through it to be safe.
Is there anything we want to chance in terms of getting a sneak peek at?
I think we've got as far as we've got.
Sure.
That we have the capabilities of going any further.
Did you find out, or can you find out where Nigel went next? Was it Versus, or was that something else I made up?
We know it's been data transferred, but I don't think we know
That he pulls it up, flicks through, he goes, that's where we think Grim OG is.
Grim OG, you think is here from what the information we're given. You think that this is their true form. Let's have a quick look at the sheet I gave you just to see if, from what you've got from that. This is right on the mic there.
Sorry. Sorry, listeners.
I mean, it literally says it at the top. You can see where that data transference has gone.
So like, we've been biffs. Fucking Christ. It is Nigel 06 though.
Oh, what was it sent to?
So,
Which you can all give me a culture check on. You will all get something because it's part of the pack.
that's not the Vesk planet, is it?
We don't roll a nat 1.
19 something.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely not a best planet.
21.
Yeah.
17.
24. Yeah.
10.
I mean, it's a really low DC. It's in the packed ones.
Yeah.
So, Triaxis is like
I can't remember which one.
one of the core planets. I mean, it's right here in Zinap. That's covered in writing. So the packed world work. So Triaxis is located here.
Yeah.
In just past the Diaspora, past the Ox, and it's the next one over. Draxis is the home planet of things like drakes, dragonkins, dragons. It is one of the first places that the Vesk landed in the Silent War. They landed and assaulted Triaxis first because they saw that as one of the biggest threats. But it is a planet here in the Pact Worlds.
Dragon planet.
Met a dragonkin.
So maybe were we just confusing Nigel with Vesk?
No, I was
You guys
talking.
being racist?
No, absolutely not.
There's so many species to keep track of, alright?
Talking more of Rena.
I'm not following you.
You can give me a culture check.
That is gonna be. I should be able to do the maths in my head, but I can't because I'm stupid. 20. Dirty
So
style.
Rena is a dragon blood. These are humans with draconic ancestry. A lot of them do hail from Triaxis, but also dragonkin, kobolds, all of that. They have left tracks. They have gone elsewhere in the galaxy via things like from the days of pre-Gap when Galarion and the Iudara were a big thing. Dragons were still around, and so were dragonkin, so were kobolds. They have obviously clearly gone off into the galaxy like the elves have done. But dragon bloods are a specific type of human that have some kind of draconic ancestry that usually gives them either some features or some traits that give them this draconic history. They're not uncommon though.
Sure. I don't like they've got a file on you. That's unsettling.
I mean, it's Strix. I mean, why wouldn't they?
But it seems more
Strictly speaking.
Hey,
I like it.
very nice.
Critically.
Oh,
I actually missed what was said because I was thinking about a piece of information.
I was.
For fuck's sake.
I don't even. I
Fucking
can't
rips
remember.
and wasted on us.
Strictly speaking is what I said.
Oh, nice.
Well, we really enjoyed it.
We did.
I
loved it.
wasn't there in the moment.
No, we didn't.
You can have
Do you-
our imaginary quiz.
Do you want me to go
Great.
into Kaz's file?
Gotta go great, my friend.
I mean, I'm right here, mate.
Yes, but I feel like there's so many more layers to
That's
this
true.
Kaz. I feel like
You
you
would
only let
not
us in.
believe. Honestly, once you crack that shell, this guy.
It's like a parfait, so many layers.
Odd dessert to choose.
It wasn't weird. Spot the Sicilian.
I mean, I get the Shrek
It's-
reference,
yeah.
but yeah.
Okay, it's like an onion.
There we go, that's better.
Onion.
You put a
Classic.
knife in him, he makes you cry.
Yes, because why would I hurt Kaz?
I'd hurt him.
Oh.
Box ran.
Might stab him.
You mean with your knife,
Yeah,
right,
I
Ran?
did, I did stab
You
him
mean with your knife,
in the
Ran?
corner.
I mean, Kaz, if you want to get a drink after this, I'm just saying that, like,
Get in there, Kaz.
We're not
Keep your
quite there
goggles on.
yet, pal.
the straightest answer. We're not quite there yet, pal.
No.
Well, I don't know what vibes I've given off, mate. But... Jack.
20 cred sticks is 20 cred sticks.
Anyway.
Oh my god.
I mean, we could try look into my file if you want.
Maybe
Maybe they've
your
got-
file.
It's your file.
Maybe they got notes on me that I
It's-
don't know of.
It's data
so
protection, which we're all about.
I give you consent.
Data what? We're not on Earth, mate.
It really does come down to you on
Yeah.
that one, Kaz.
All right. Open up this bag of worms.
So, are people aiding this before you
Yes.
roll? Because I will take that roll without the aids.
Helping.
First thing you open
Fucking
Kaz's
annoying.
file.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh.
That's not what I meant.
Oh.
No, hold on. Hold on.
This file is full of viruses. Oh.
Oh. Fuck.
That's not what I meant. Oh, we're the worst. How
Put
are we
that
still
right
going?
in that book, mate.
Right in that book, mate. So for anybody who's watching that doesn't know what Alex is doing, we've got a book that every time we say something stupid or we say misquote something, we like to just write it down and keep a memo, and I'm probably going to stick it on a t-shirt one day. And I've just gone in there with...
I'll take that roll without the aids.
Alex, what's one of your favourites from there? So just read out a random one.
Okay, I'm gonna. They look at you with a cocked eye. That's
I like
G.I.
that.
Gene Poach. So, do you
Looking
want
at
another
the
one?
cock
Yeah.
eye.
Space Jew.
Oh god.
They do like Mountain
There's
Dew
so
and
many
Space
good ones
Dew.
in there.
Pre-sheathed and fully erect.
Oh my god.
I am
Oh,
very proud of that one. Not gonna
we
lie.
have a lot. How many? Like 3 pages? 4
1,
pages?
2, 3, 4, 5 pages.
5 pages full of
Of just
quotes.
things we've said that's
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good to release
Talking
that as a
about
book.
dumb.
Yeah.
Um,
So
All kinds of
We're
foods.
aiding. We're
Olives.
aiding, right?
I love it.
all kinds of foods. Olives. Little blood plunk special.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously you want to make the check if people are aiding you in this check.
I will aid you.
Ren down have come back.
Ren will also give you aid. Automatic.
See, that wouldn't happen if you came pre-season 4.
Oh.
What does that mean, TJ?
How do I follow that?
You'll find out one day.
So +6.
That's 26, 32.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So the base DC once more is 37. Each one of these
Bit chilly.
Oh,
minus the
Yeah, I
5.
was just about to say, yeah.
You're getting it on that 32. Just.
Toy.
The Kazumbra file opens, and
Mm.
I don't know, OnlyFans.
Horse, just a
The
picture of a horse.
Versatile.
you see. Kaz, what would it clinically say about your early years?
Clinically.
As in, like, not like going, oh, he's a lovely kid. It's not like a school report.
Right.
This is like Kazumbra,
Yeah.
son of,
From an outside perspective.
Kaz the horse.
like it's medical or
Right.
military.
Need tissue so bad.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Hang on a minute.
Hang on a
'Cause I've got
fucking
your
minute.
backstory up here,
Yeah.
Ooh.
but I would like some info from yourself.
I think it would say Kazumbra,
Full stop.
versatile.
My nose is actually dripping.
One of those big fancy old Ks
Yeah.
like beginning of like monk
Yeah.
books.
One of the really weird ones with like
Monk.
a guy pissing into a bucket. That's my
There's a
favourite.
bird looking over him.
Yeah!
Playing the trumpet from the
Oh, the
Raiders.
goose that bites the guy's penis. That's one of my favourites.
How much your penis bitten?
I love medieval lettering so much.
Okay,
These are real
Kazumbra.
things.
right.
It says Kazumbra.
Yes. Son.
That's such a filthy laugh.
Come on, big serious here. Come on. Right. Son of Tazadin Umbra, cybernetic expert within the halls of Keydale.
Ooh.
Son of Halonia Mira.
I'll remember all this.
And there's not much detail on Halonia.
Okay. At what age
Yeah.
were you inducted into the program?
Oh God, what did I say it was? Yeah. Okay. I'd say he was up. You mean in the program, the program, or like before the program? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
You
age,
figure out what I'm putting down.
age, and
Yeah.
title.
I'm just okay. Like when like all the
before,
tortures.
and then inducted into
Yeah.
the architect
Okay.
program.
18.
Yeah. And it says like up to that point was training with
Yeah.
people in the
Blackstone
Blackstone training
training
halls. And it says 18 Blackstone training halls cadet.
Yeah.
And it would probably say something like top of class.
Would there be like logs of during the training or?
There would, but they're all inconsequential at this point
Yeah.
because the next one is induction, and then it's got medical reports, and it says inducted into the architect's program or the architectural program, and then it goes into talk about Kaz's body weight, his BMI, his muscle mass, his density, his likeness to other subjects, his outright constitution, and it basically gives like a summary report that reads about candidate potential, very strong. It then goes on about the next 3 years, I believe it is, and it lists the procedures. Do you want to list those? Like some of the worst ones.
Well, I mean,
Go on, give it.
one of the procedures was ripping off his wings with a laser cutting tool.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And it just
Say
say
something else then.
wing removal.
Off with his dick.
It says wing removal, successful, no change.
Oh.
Injected with fluids.
Um,
I don't know the specifics of that, but
body degradation, resistance, positive.
Extreme physical strain.
Subject handles strenuous mind, soul, and body positively. No change. And then it's around the 3-year mark, isn't it? Or 2 years?
Yeah, I
2
think
years.
but 3 years of that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then there's 2 years of, and then about the 3-year mark, basically, of all these procedures, and these are like daily. There is then one that says, change begins.
Yeah.
Will observe. And then it goes into talk about how the body is degrading, but then rebuilding itself. Nanites working.
Yep.
Transmuter, data receiver implanted. Connected Keydel. Data transponder receiver active. And then
Brilliant.
Oh, bugs.
Fuck, it's me.
We should have been scanning you this whole time.
Yeah. Not you.
No.
Me.
combat training parameters to
I
begin.
was the red gerbil in this situation.
Yeah, combat parameters now to be tested.
Yeah.
Training to begin. Test subject promising. That then goes on for about 2 years of just Combat Simulator 1, Combat Simulator 2. Kaz has been assigned a team. And it goes in, it doesn't say who the team are, it doesn't give names. Does the crew have a name, and does the ship have a name?
Can't remember if I gave the ship a name or not. It's been so long since I've actually thought about it. I don't think we had a name for it.
Yeah.
Purely because we worked like throughout the whole vigorous torture, we didn't really have the mindset to think about. Oh, let's have a lovely little name for our
It'll
crew.
probably be something like Operative Team 7, active. Keydel 4 is the name of the ship, and then basically that's the name of the team. Final test underway. And that's the end of the training log. There is then a gap of how long were you guys out in space from being the point of like leaving Keydel and being allowed to go out as the operatives you were?
I said a few years, so 4.
4 years. For the next 4 years, there are just like bio readings and just reports that come back about their missions and about things they go on, but nothing out of the ordinary. Everything just says working within parameters, data receiver active, and then it's like not unused, but like what would be like a technical term for basically like not used. Then at around the 4-year mark, it will say cognitive data transponder test 1. Failure.
Cognitive.
Kazumbra, KIA. I should really love the music at this point.
Yeah.
Cognitive test failure.
So cognitive data transponder failure. Kazumbra, KIA.
I see. Right.
You then take those words and think about the other systems here
Yeah.
with the cognitive data transference and the transponders.
Was I being fed visions?
sleeved.
Mm.
Or is,
I-
is that the next step of the sleeving, was to rebuild you with your nanites?
I couldn't tell you anything more than this is telling you right now.
These people are messed up, dude.
Yeah, no shit.
Is this the last thing? Like the bottom, nothing else since.
Then it just says inactive.
That's something.
Is it?
Did you
Yes,
want-
yes, it is, Kaz. It's okay.
Would you like me to activate him?
Turn on. Oh my God, Kaz is a sleeper agent.
I just jump on his shoulders.
Could you make me a
ratatouille
will
him.
save? No.
Red mist.
Telephone 47. Hiroshima.
TJ's just gonna put like a hand on Kaz's arm, just give it a gentle squeeze, knowing that he's not much of a hugger, but just like a moment of, we're here with you.
I appreciate that.
Does any of this mean anything to
Uh, I mean, pretty much everything up until leaving Keydale. Yes. I didn't know about the data receiver for the transmuter, or
Should be transponder. I kept getting the word wrong.
data transponder for the transmuter, or the data transporter for the cognitive. I didn't realise they were tracking. Really, I should have known, but I guess it wasn't really in my thought process to think about that. I was just doing what I was taught. But is a transponder only something that can send?
Yes.
So it's not receiving; it's just
Correct.
always sending.
So you know that there's a transponder and a receiver.
Yeah.
And what you've seen here with those words, it seems that transponder in the data that you've unearthed seems to be something that leaves and either needed authorization for the tri-axis or for the receiver that you've seen attached to one of these pods downstairs.
Okay. Well, at least I wasn't being fed visions or anything. What I saw is actually what I saw. But
I know this is your history and it's not something that's just going to get wiped away. Do you want me to delete this file off their data?
Ren and Evo step up. If you could just hold off there a second, Pez.
This is what we call evidence. That we
Yes,
need.
we could do with this evidence if the Dr. Grimm and Verses have something to do with Dynatech Industries and to do with any operation here, then we should save the data. I appreciate this could be very personal to yourself.
I
But-
mean, I don't think deleting would actually do anything. They already know about me. They know of me.
They
They're
probably
the ones
have
who did it to me. So,
backups of it.
well, exactly. So, by all means, have it.
We would just ask that anything that you can pull from it, we would be looped into, please.
Affirmative. Ren's like, I'll keep you posted.
And particularly the J in R&D, I think that's Joanne. And the Yusoki servers really worry me, particularly about who we've got on our ship at the moment. So if that can be a priority, that'll be smashing.
Smash it.
Nigel!
You stand there in this room with this information, this data file, this personnel file on Kaz, the information of at least data transference between Absalom Station, this particular facility, the Dynatech headquarters, and places you've been to, like Kashoria, places you haven't been to, like Verses and Triaxis, and downstairs, you can still see on some of the screens, you can see like what would be like the beginnings of Calyx, like introducing themselves to these other Decimar. You know that it's going to take 2-3 weeks for them to begin to go through the process and stuff with them. Calyx has already cocooned themselves downstairs. We see this like very, silken body wrap essentially. The others haven't yet, but you think that is. They still have a physical form. They still have this thing where they were walking, they were producing silk, and now it's been disconnected. They'll be free to use their body, hopefully how they choose if it's done correctly. You've got a day day and a half until the debates really start in the elections. It's the early hours of the morning on Absalom Station. Let's go to break and decide where we're going to go next.
Break now. Goddamn.
Take a nice early one so you guys can, in this moment, take that 10 minutes and go, what's next? We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Yeah, we'll see you real shortly.
Yes, we will.
Wow. Wow.
It's the M&S Valentine's Day chocolate.
Do you guys Valentine's Day?
Uh,
No, he says we're fucking Valentine's Day chocolate.
I know, I just want
oh,
chocolate.
babe, I'm so romantic. Like, fuck off.
But they have got the giant custard cream Easter egg.
I'm not sure how I feel
You've
about
lost me there.
Yeah.
Giant custard cream Easter egg, a biscuit in the shape of an egg. No, sir, I say to you. No, sir.
No, it's just a giant
That's
custard
how you
cream.
feel.
I love a
Oh,
custard
but
cream. But
I love a custard cream, but I'd be really disappointed getting that.
yeah, what the fuck?
Also, that looks like a bourbon.
It's a fucking bourbon.
That's not fucking bourbon.
Is that one of them chocolate-covered cunts?
Wait,
Well,
I'm really
For fuck's
confused
sake.
by this whole thing.
if you loved
It's
our
a lie.
chocolate-covered custard creams, you'll love
Okay.
this Easter egg. Our
Alright.
outrageously chocolatey custard cream biscuit egg features a luxurious hollow milk chocolate shell studded with crunchy biscuit bits.
Crunchy bosket
So-
bits.
Bosket bit.
Crunchy bosket bits.
Bosket bits.
So it is just a chocolate egg. They've just
Just put a little bit of
bits in.
biscuit in it.
weird.
Just
Sorry, now.
Just don't call it custard cream.
But
No.
why?
So-
Why? Yeah.
Because
why?
you
I
raved.
mean, no,
I think it was like episode 27 or something. You were talking about like the
Yeah. The chocolate covered custard
Yeah, then I brought
creams.
them in.
Yeah.
and I was like,
They
no.
are great.
No, I say to you, good sir, I will not try them, no sir. And I finally tried one over Christmas, and I was right not to try them. They're pointless.
I think they're lush.
No,
Listen.
just get a penguin.
No, it's not the same.
And
because
obviously,
the
it's a
chocolate
custard cream and a bourbon.
The
They're two different
chocolate
things.
is like the thickness of the chocolate is just when you're just needing that little bit of a sweet kick. It's like naughty.
I-
think.
3.
Yeah, thick with 3 C's. I found it pointless,
Sorry, Jack.
and
Shallow and pedantic.
yeah, I found it shallow and pedantic. I think I literally saw that Family Guy episode the other day. It's like, oh, shallow and pedantic. It's the wing and a miss.
I'll be real. When you're PMSing, anything will do.
Yeah, and I can't relate to that, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But I do have a sweet tooth.
You do.
I'm a savoury guy.
I'm savoury,
I'd
yeah.
rather go cheese board than
You'd rather
Ice cream.
take an olive.
yeah.
You
I would. Actually.
But because I devour a cheese, I've devoured many cheeses with you guys. Not you guys. Nay, I say.
Nay! I say nay!
No, said to you. But we've eaten a
Yeah.
lot of cheese together over the years as 3, and yeah, I mean, I do love savoury, but like when that sweet tooth hits, though, I'm a fucking devourer of like. I mean, you've seen how much chocolate I'll put away in like
True.
one hit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely a problem.
Yeah.
Next week, Dragonborn Industries intervention.
Honestly, sugar and me are caffeine and sugar. Like I don't. Obviously, like I've said this many times, I'm teetotal now and clean. But
I'm clean now, I swear.
if somebody ever tried to take away sugar or caffeine from me, I would skin them alive. I would.
Give them the Bilbo.
I've been there.
Yeah.
And
Shit.
so I found that the big chocolate-covered custard cream wasn't for me.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway.
not for you, Jen.
Anyway, it's not for you, Jen. There were a lot of Matt Berry in my head this week. A lot. I think since you said about Cogsworth, and it's then I had like I don't know who I sent the Obi-Wan thing to, where it's Matt Berry as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh.
Hello there. Just so good.
I'm really. We're watching What We Do in the Shadows at the moment, and I just love that he's just allowed to just go wild. And it was the inclusion of a succulent Chinese meal.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, Pete.
Ferrero Rocher, and which I think Ollie from Alberon. If anybody actually, because we don't really mention chat. Hello, to chat, everybody there. Well, we're a good thing.
Love you.
We do absolutely love you, and it's great to see everybody chatting away. If you haven't anybody seen who Captain Spice is, they're Ollie from the Alberon stream. Their Starfinder streams are amazing, and Joe, who GMs them, it has the most wonderful voice in the world. Genuinely, I'm just like, oh. And I found that like I'd be doing podcasts late at night when it took me hours on the previous machine to do it, and they'd be on, and I could sit here and listen to them. And now it's done in about 10 minutes with this machine, and I go to bed. And I feel really bad. So try and catch up on their YouTube. But please go check them out, and it's a little, hopefully, free plug for them, because I love seeing other Starfinder streams, especially those guys. They are.
Nice.
Let's traverse the stars together.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Well, representing.
Yeah. So, to jump back into where we left off, let's put some more happy music on, because I really quite like the happy sci-fi music. you've had access to this terminal now, not like root access, but you've at least got base access and hacking into these different things. You've found, obviously, a lot of this like data transference where this terminal, in this hidden location, this secret garden here in the spike of Absalom Station, seems to be run, as per the conversation with Dr. Grimm, by 2 people, and it looks to go to an automated facility. That was the point. And you can see that now with this system and with the fact that, you know, Grimm was saying, oh, anybody with any slight medical knowledge can run this place. I mean, Nigel's a bruiser and he can help me run this place. And now, Dr. Grimm is saying that he will deflect from Dynatech Industries. Make with that what you will. They clearly knew of Nigel's demise because they authorized one half of the data cognitive transference to Triaxis. Another planet's being brought into the fold in this enigma of never-ending. You know, you open one door and all of a sudden there's like another 3 doors in front of you. You've really gone down the rabbit hole on this one with Dynatech since the very start, when you consider that you were invited into the building as part of the Starfinder Dynatech exploration teams. You know, half the crew came from Dynatech, the other half came from the Starfinder Society. And now in the looming presence of this election for First Seeker of the Starfinder Society coming up in the next couple of days, there are candidates like Luwazi Elsabo, who has been the First Seeker for a little while now. She clearly knows what she's doing, but a vote of no confidence has been placed into her, to which other candidates have stepped up. You have, and I'm going to bring it up because I will forget their names. One of them I'll never forget. John the door guy, who was kind of put up as a joke by the youngsters of the team. Oh, he's done his time and he thinks that maybe he could do some good. Vexaran Valkyrian, a dragonkin. Very brazen and warrior-like Starfinder. Obviously, Luwazi is one of the other ones, but also Zano. And this is where you guys were drafted in by the data files and by, you know, the secret underbelly of the Starfinder Society now to be like, look, anybody who was a Starfinder can run in this election, but we kind of want this person maybe not to. Because if Dynatech get their claws into the Archive Cortex, the main data and information that's been found by thousands upon thousands of Starfinders across the galaxy over the course of hundreds of years, there is some like galaxy-ending information in there. And they control that data to make sure that it doesn't go out to the wrong places. And they think that Dynatech having it is just going to lead to disaster. So although, yes, Zano, who is this ex-Starfinder who is head of the explorations department, is allowed to stand, they are trying to subdiverge away from her strong-running campaign. And they do have Kimpaya Zaki, this Vesk businesswoman, this ruthless Vesk, who is in charge of the marketing department, Calyx's department. It's where they came from. But then also, you've discovered over the years that, well, over your travels, that over the years, Kimpaya has potentially orchestrated part of this plot to steal eggs from Kashoria, to clone them so they don't have to smuggle them anymore, to then create Decimar Imargos here in the station so that they can produce silk, Decimar silk, without needing to breach the pact. And they would have got away with it too.
If it weren't for us meddling kids.
If it weren't for you meddling kids.
Uh-oh.
And Bear the drone.
And Bear the drone. I mean, Pez, you're new, shut up.
Jesus Christ.
It's my first outing, mister!
What are you, 12?
Yes.
How long do your characters last?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
That's real world time.
Real world time. He's got 4. You're going to go to a nightclub. He's going to get stabbed. Just some guy's going to come across and just jank him.
My backpack.
We should not be in charge of this small child.
The small goblin child. They're evil. Kill him. But now, with Grimm's deflection, or at least him going into custody willingly, saying that he will give away information about the company, about the CEO, this Nimbus Dine, who nobody's seen for a long time, that apparently he has spoken to. There are obviously connections that haven't been made yet. But maybe they're a key to it all. Maybe they know something, they will give information. You don't think it's going to be easy, but now you know that the stewards and the Starfinders have control. They've kept station security at bay, and now that the stewards have jurisdiction, you don't think station security is going to be a problem. You don't think anyone's going to be breaking in here anytime soon. The evidence is safe. I hand over to you, the players. What would you like to do now, in the early hours?
As we stand watching the sunrise over the 80s synth backdrop.
Actually, there are no windows on floor 4 in the spike. You are so close to the Starstone reactor that actually...
Actually. Alright, Jack.
I love the bit of
Did
radiation.
you?
Oh god, are we still in the room with Sid?
Yeah, you are.
Not right now.
No, I know. No. So, is our plan to go and talk to one of these other influencers?
I think it's in our best interest. I mean, we've heard that this Solias guy might be frequenting a bar or two, or might be on his ship, and we can maybe ask around again, see if we can track him down.
What can we use that might help persuade him?
Deadly force.
Some people might respond to that,
I think
but
it's one of those things. I think once I start talking to someone, I can usually work them out, and it's almost like I've got a core part of my build that allows me to do that.
It's almost like I can roll a 40 nearly.
Oh, I actually have TJ's above table. TJ actually has like a feature that allows him to basically get the read of someone and work out its conspiratorial ally.
Yep.
To basically find out their guiding philosophy and tell them what they want to hear. So.
Okay.
As you're all talking about what's next, you just see Pez's legs swinging as he's holding onto his backpack. I know my job's done, but can I come with you guys? It seems to be more fun than sat in an office as he spins around on his chair.
There might be more of all this.
Do you have to ask your parents or something?
It's summer holidays, so I don't have to.
Oh god, you got the work experience, kid.
Oh, I could get work experience for this. Can you sign here so I can claim it as extra credit?
Kid, sure, fine, whatever.
I don't know whether to let that slide. I'm like, you're in the Starfinders. You're at school, but then I'm like, that's kind of funny.
Exactly. Mum, Dad, I've got friends. They said I can go with them.
It's your turn to answer the phone.
Hey kid, have you ever been to space?
Only in the simulations.
Sick.
Stick with me, kid, and you'll be fine. I think.
Don't get penisy.
Don't get too close.
What happened to your last comrades? How come there's a gap?
Yeah, about that.
What do you think happened? Considering we're in adventure.
Wrong!
Well, Ida went to live on a farm.
Just like my rabbits.
Yep.
Sprabbits.
Sprabbits. With all the other...
GG, we can't sugarcoat this for him.
They're dead.
They go.
Pieces.
This is part of the work experience, and it's true, I'm afraid.
He exploded. It was awful.
Yeah.
You know why? He asked too many questions.
You just see him stare down like... Sorry.
And someone died before that as well.
And he got brutally murdered because he didn't respond to messages from his friends.
Can I add your numbers to my data pad?
Please do.
Oh, fuck no. Sorry, yeah.
New data pad, who did?
GIF of the cat on a skateboard comes up immediately. TJ's just set it as his signature.
The position you're filling is quite contested, you see.
You'll be a piece of Pez, though.
Oh, I like
He's
that.
on it.
I fucked up the delivery.
No.
Yeah,
That's great.
that's what stopped me from giving you a cred
God
stick.
damn
I wasn't
it.
even
You
fishing
were
for a
so
crit
close.
six.
And he's got the fisherman's hat on
Yeah,
and
that's
everything.
right.
You do look very fisherman today.
Yeah.
You smell very fisherman today. You don't.
That's
fisherman.
rude.
I actually showered before I came.
Did you?
Actually.
If you sing the Wellerman song, you give you a cred stick.
I might.
Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't mind dying. We're all going to die in the end.
That's the spirit, kid.
Oh, it's the way you die, though, kid. Makes a difference.
Exactly.
And they haven't had a great track record.
So make it a good one.
Damn right.
Cool.
But this next leg of our little mission here should be somewhat less violent.
Hopefully.
So what's appertaining? So we're going to go influence some people?
Yeah. No.
We're going to influence the influencer,
Yeah.
We're going to rizz them up?
who's then going to influence other people.
Right.
I like that. Risen up.
Mm.
Ooh, like charisma.
Oh,
Got it. Lovely.
Oh.
Love that. Down with the kids.
I love that too much. Too much. I hate the word
Jack
Riz,
made a
but that-
noise that like he doesn't make very often.
It's like he's found the last word.
Well, patronising, dude.
You
It's like
said
he's
it,
just found the
bitch.
last word is in the packet.
Don't. You wake up Dimitri, please don't.
What do I do?
It's Daddy's birthday.
What is happening?
You're making this so much worse than it was. Anyway,
What is wrong with
Come
it?
here, my little butterscotch bitch.
My little butterscotch bimbo.
Just a sniff.
That's my name in high school.
Butterscotch bitch. Is that your pony name?
No, that's her
A
Tumblr.
little pony mark, a cutie mark, and a fucking Werther's.
Getting out to that brony definitely
Oh,
demographic.
dear.
Who's your favourite pony?
My own.
From My
Fair.
Little Pony. Have you guys got a favourite?
I don't know the
No.
names.
Rarity and Rainbow Dash. Man, done.
Let's move on.
There was one I had as a kid who had a really good hoof to chew. And it was great. I can't remember the name of it.
Was it versatile though?
So versatile, they couldn't
It
believe.
wasn't just a toy.
Anyway, shall we go back to the law spy and see if we can find this captain?
Bearing in mind as well, like, you have now been awake for like 20 years.
Maybe we sleep and then try and find the captain.
We haven't got a lot of time, but
No,
I
it's
mean, I
not
guess if we
now.
only need to talk to one guy, then.
We do.
You can start taking negative levels if you want. I mean,
No.
question.
No, we shouldn't do that.
I'm going to follow the influencer on Hamstergram.
He's not. So he's not an influencer. He's just a guy. We've spoken to the influencer, but you should follow that guy anyway. And I'll send you like Husk's details and things. He does some really good DIY. Little sleep and then
Yeah, let's go back to.
Back
let's go
home
back to the
again.
room with the
Short rest and long
snake.
I would offer
Oh, I
you
mean,
to.
you can.
I'm
obviously-
going
I'd
home.
listen. I'd offer if you want to come and bunk with me and Linda, but it might.
I
be
know
a bit-
what's going to happen.
Well, and probably not because I'm quite upset.
Hey, but maybe
That
it'll make you
doesn't
feel better.
I don't know. That feels weird, man. I know I'm quite new
Jack's
to
Riz
this,
game is not good.
but that
I
feels
mean, it kind of
weird.
tracks. to be
I
fair.
don't know if I should have sex with my wife after, so many of our friends and family have died.
In the past 24 hours,
In the past
you
24
have
hours.
murdered so many people.
And
Sometimes
then
that's what makes it more
also, and
passionate.
then also,
See his head go.
We could have died.
the people that we used to exchange kibble casseroles with, just,
If you guys don't,
every time I close my eyes, there they are.
if you guys don't come home, you can come meet my mum and dad.
No, that's
I think it's a little too early for
fine.
that, buddy,
Yeah,
I'm afraid.
No, yeah. You're good, Pez.
Okay.
No, if you want to bunk with me and Linda, I'm sure that'll be fine. Just get you away
I'm
from
sure
Sid for an evening.
I can-
It's like the room. I just want to watch you guys.
Promise no weird stuff.
Cock-a-doodle doo.
I can cope with Sid, it's fine.
You sure?
Hey,
Office
yes.
there.
Thank you.
That's how. No.
I like you, kid. That's great. Keep that up.
Okay, yeah, let's head back to the Law Spire.
Yep.
Is that the right place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Where are we, sir?
Where are you?
So,
Where are you?
it takes about an hour travelling up through the spike. You have to take different lifts, you have to take different cargo elevators, stairwells, because it's such a nexus of like rat runs essentially, where
Offensive.
Yosoki runs, where you're not even a Yosoki.
My glands are Yosoki.
That you throw me. That It does take about an hour to get up to the ring. This is... I just knew you'd go.
Everything tonight.
Tonight's just a vibe, isn't it? Tonight is just a vibe.
Oh,
It takes about an hour to get to the ring.
It's a long ass session.
But when you get there, you have a
the
great
ring.
time.
Just, tease it.
No, just get your Hot Wheels and you just ride it up there. Toys in the bedroom. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Mid-January. We lost professional about stream 7. We're good.
Yeah.
Just trying not to cross the line with any jokes. After an hour, you make your way up to the free markets, and at the south side of, if you're looking down on a map, what would be the south side of the ring, and there is the Lawspire complex. You've frequented it now a few times. Obviously, a few of you have been Starfinders for a while. Kaz, for you in particular, obviously it's been months,
Yep.
a year. Pez, you probably know it quite well at this point. I don't think it's like your first day on the job, but you've certainly, as a cadet there, you would have been around. For Roos, for TJ, and now no longer Calyx, because Calyx stays obviously in their cocoon. In their cocoon! In the secret garden. And even though it's the early hours of the morning, it's like 4, 5 in the morning, and some crews are getting up, some crews are returning. It's always somebody coming and going, but there's not that busy at this particular hour. You don't think you're followed by drones or cameras or anything like that, and actually at this time, you're tired, exhausted, and you make your way back to this amazing area of the station where, it's not the Eye, it's not like the Central Plaza or anything like that, but it's still a beautiful building within this area of the station. And as you make your way through the front doors, there isn't an attendant there, there's no John, they probably have to sleep at some point, they're not immortal. Yet. And yeah, you enter this it's almost like a marquee, the way that it shapes up into the middle. And there's obviously this statue of Durivor Creel, this dwarf in the centre. And there are screens all around that depict things like the Starfinder logo, and also you can tell a data terminals for either information, accessing the infosphere, or looking for jobs. You can retire to your rooms. If you want to RP Sid, you can. We don't need to. Hi guys, how you doing? Good to see you back. I don't have arms to stretch, but I'm stretching. I was tired. Linda's probably tucked up in her bed. You come in and she's as you nestle in, fur to fur, you kind of just she puts an arm back to be on your hip so that she can pull you in.
Squeeze her hand and
I don't know if Bruce and Kaz
cry.
Yeah.
Start going at it.
Finally.
For God's sake.
The trick's to over-sexualise the straight guys. That's what you need to do. Not anybody else in the group, do it to the straight guys.
Square.
I'll square.
I'm pushing back, baby.
I'm hard as a rock, man.
And you guys can take 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep.
That's the sexiest thing of all.
If so, you can hit that long rest button. If anybody listening, we use Hephaestus. It's a free character builder, and it's got things like long rest buttons in there and stuff like that.
I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to let that out.
It's so funny.
It's a very handy digital tool.
It is, actually.
With a really name that I find very funny.
Is it Greek?
Yeah.
It is Greek,
Yeah.
but it's just...
Give it a funny voice.
Fucking
It's
try
fake.
spelling it.
Fake.
You obviously aren't going to get all of your hit points back if you've lost any. You're going to get, I think, the amount per level. I think it was. I can't quite
I've
remember.
got
the rules.
enough.
Are we short rest then or long rest?
Long rest,
Long
but it's
rest.
not like D&D where you get all your hit points back. You get an amount per level, I think it is, and then you get all of your stamina points
Yeah.
back. So hit the button and then go, wait a minute, why aren't my numbers filled? You are correct. Because it's not something we chat about a lot. Is the mechanics of obviously taking a long rest or anything like that. Because usually you've got days on your starship where you can just start healing up and stuff. But now, you tell me how you reconvene and how you're going to go about your day.
So I just think about a meme. Don't know why.
Just that meme.
Which one?
You're the guy who's he's down in a bottle of vodka and he's like, I donate. And then it's like, why don't you go play with the kid down the street? And it's like the kid down the street. And he's just like fucking nuts. So,
Yeah.
oh, my brain is a wonderful thing.
Cool story, bro.
Are we gonna meet over breakfast and...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Down in the bottom
everyone
of
looks
somewhere.
a bit better.
Yeah.
Morning. AI in the room chimes in. Yeah, it's a breakfast. Oh, it's a lovely sleep. You guys all looked real comfortable when I was watching. Kaz, I was watching you.
Good for
sleep.
yeah.
Again, Kaz,
Yeah.
if you need a break from
Thank
this,
you. Yeah.
there is...
Luckily, I only have to be here for the evening, and then I can fuck off.
You guys want some music?
Mum and Dad have got a spare room.
There you go.
True. But no.
You're still here. You want to go home? Your mum's called the police and everything.
I already have. I've called her. She called me 5 times. I let her know. I came home, slept in the treehouse, and now I'm back out.
The goblin treehouse is just nails and like half like junk pile stuff outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we want to try and find Captain
Solias.
Solias?
Did we know that he was going to be in? Is it the core?
I think there were a couple of places that we were told he could be. One of them was down. His ship has been seen in the docks because I got that off my connections.
Yeah.
Where was it? Hang on, it's before that. God, it was before all that.
You can give me a recall knowledge check if you want. Or you can give me a diplomacy check to chat to people around, see if you
Can I
can
do it
ask
as well?
questions.
Oh, well, I'll do that one, obviously.
14.
Diplomacy.
You say diplomacy?
Yeah.
Can I give it a roll?
Oh, diplomacy.
Oh, I'm good
60.
at that.
So recall knowledge is just recall knowledge.
Oh.
If you want to make a diplomacy check to ask around, you absolutely can as well.
I'll just do record 40.
Sorry, my
26.
is-
26.
my numbers are just loading. Bear with. Sorry.
Oh God, Steph, come on.
Okay,
So
now.
Press the wrong button and Hephaestus had a seizure. There we go. Diplomacy. 32.
Okay. So definitely between you two, you're going to get quite a bit of information on where you can find Captain Solias. For you remember that they're docked within the docking bays of the station, and they spend a lot of their time during the days basically either retrofitting their ship for the next missions or unloading cargo and selling it on stuff, because they're a single pilot crew. That's it. They are just the captain of their own vessel. It's called the Deep, and they are subaquatic adventurer, and they fly out to different planets, and they have like a submersible, and they go down and they look for treasure on their own, essentially. For you two, you ask around the Starfinder Society for Captain Solias, and some people are like, "Oh yeah, isn't he so cool? Like I listen to his podcast, Deep Thoughts in the Deep, so often." And like,
Love that.
Deep thoughts
TJ's
in the deep.
immediately subscribing, downloading every episode.
there's fucking hundreds of them.
Brilliant.
And
Something
they're
to
all
listen
like,
to in space.
some of them are like 2 minutes, other ones are like 4 hours.
Amazing.
Really erratic.
I love the inconsistency.
But you find out that most of the times during the day, if he's on the station, he is out at the docks and or trading in the free markets and stuff like that. But mostly you'll find him in the docking stations. At night time, he frequents the bar here within the Law Spy Complex main entrance, where he spends a lot of his time essentially talking himself up to anybody and everybody who will listen. But some people hang off his every word, and you ask people and they're like, "Isn't he amazing? Yeah, he comes in and he like spends time with like the little guys, like we're just like new cadets, and he's like amazing." But others like, yeah, he comes in, he's a lot.
Why do I feel I will love him endlessly?
But like, you can chat to the bartender who is called like Tricky John.
Is he
Another
John?
John.
Guys like
No,
cousin?
wait, Tricky Pete.
Pete. We'll go with Pete. We haven't had Pete yet.
And he's just like, "Hey, yeah, no, again."
Those damn Italians. Italians.
Only you can say that.
Oh.
Yeah.
He comes in every now and again. Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, he's a lot. He's got a lot of money. He's all right. But fucking, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
About considering that we got back like in the early hours, what time of day are we looking at currently if we've had an 8 hour?
So you got back about like 4 or 5 in the morning.
About 2 p.m.
Thanks, Jack.
About 2 p.m. Genuinely had to do on my fingers. What I will say is I will give you, because you didn't have to set up a watch or anything like that, you can have 6 hours if you wanted to as your long rest. That would give you like 2 hours free. Or you
Just
can take.
thinking where's easier to get him.
I mean, if he frequents the bar here in the evenings,
Makes sense.
but if we want to try and get things in early, just in case we have to do anything else.
What is anything else that we need to do as well?
Well, I'm thinking if we, he might have something that he wants us to do in order to gain his favour, as it were. I don't know.
We spent a bit of time listening to the podcast, maybe.
I don't.
I'm plugging it.
I pull on Rooster's feathers, like, Roos,
Yes, my boy.
I might need a fake ID if we're going into the bars.
You've talking to the wrong person, I'm afraid. I don't know how to help you with that.
Well, you're with adults, so
You could have a
should be
drink
fine.
with
Yeah,
me.
we'll get you a milk.
How old is Pez?
I don't know how old is. I can't remember the age of a goblin.
Like goblin maturity.
They age really slow, so you're about 109. Like Baby Yoda.
Equivalent human age of 12.
So in 2E, goblins reach. This is Pathfinder 2E, so I'm just going with that.
Yeah.
Adolescence at age 3 and adulthood by age 4 or 5, and they can live up to 50 years, but few live past 20 without protection.
Oh, it's almost as bad as like.
Oh,
Decimal.
goblin years, I'd be like 2 then.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've not reached
you're like
maturity.
an adolescent.
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
Stick with me and you'll be okay. You
I've
won't
got
get
like
ID'd.
my first hair on my chin.
Just one little curly one.
Yeah, yeah. One really long one.
So about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's alright. It's taken me 30 years just to grow this.
Damn, that's
It's
bleak.
more than me, man. More than me.
James is 30 years old.
He is.
In fact, James is 30 years.
I just
Where are my presents?
deduced.
what is happening tonight?
Okay. Right, so if we know we're going to try and meet him here in the evening, what can we do between now and then?
Do we need to research anything? Oh, we need to check
Whoa!
up. Whoa!
Whoa there!
Whoa! We need to check up to see what they got off Jenkins's datapad and what they found from the chemical analyzer and the food and things.
Of course.
So we do need to follow up with that. So maybe that's something we can do now.
Sure.
Follow up with that and then go to the bar, meet the captain.
Okay.
Then schedule a quick cry and then onwards. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
That sounds good. Good plan. So look, we're going to go to the archive cortex.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can head down. You have access as members of the data files to go down into the archive cortex. You can take the specialized elevators. They go down and the doors circular motions. They sweep round in this tube-like elevator. You see this like very Camino-esque room with these white terminals and like these island computer data processors, essentially, with loads of people like all around them. You do see an amount of Hastoki now here, these hamster-like Yosoki that are just hammering away. Don't currently see Linda, but yeah, you have access to the archive cortex. You don't see Chiskisk. You do see Historia 7 up in that main floating like bubble office that sits in the center of the room above it all. You can see that there are like screens on everywhere, and you can see that there's. Give me a perception check.
Is this based off like Men in Black?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly that reference, and I was waiting for somebody to say that.
Oh fuck yeah!
Believe it or not, it's a cred
Yay.
stick.
I thought of it.
Didn't say it first. And again, one of those things for people, like if somebody says something that I've either been waiting for, like that, or calls something like Tamsin did with the cloning, I will then write that down, usually, like, I'm going to hold on to that until it gets revealed, and I'll give them a cred stick for working that out early on, or for working out the aesthetic of something that I've done. So this is very much the Men in Black.
Just remind me when you like, talk about the bubble office.
Zed's office. It is exactly what I based this off. That's it. Cred stick for that one.
Fucking get it.
Yeah.
Get it.
24 perception.
Go.
Perception was it? Yeah.
17.
A million.
31.
Yeah.
There you
Yes, I mean, like, not necessarily Roos or Pez, but for both TJ and for Kaz, you can see that there are conversations with clearly stewards and people in like office attire as well, while also there is a screen with Luazi Elsabo on it that you can see from this angle. You think there is a meeting going on between them all.
Interesting.
Don't want to interrupt that, really, do we?
No.
How do we let them know that we want to chat?
Why don't we send our boy,
We
Pez?
could just
It's your first mission.
So you do that thing where like you give him a note and a shovel, and you're like, "Oh, just take that up there, will you?" And like hand them this note, and it's like what it says is like, "You're going to give me some leave, or I'm going to bash your head in with the shovel." Genuinely, have seen people do that in the military. Like, "Oh, can you go to the RSM's office and like give them this note, and then they need to take that down to the stores?" And then they turn up and they got
That's
shovels in the
great.
note.
Wow.
Then they just like you just see them getting paraded up and down the street, and you're like, "Ah."
we could word of mouth it for a bit if they're busy. Is Historia 7 in a different room to them?
I think it's just one big room in that
Just
bubble
one
thing,
big
isn't
room.
it?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. I think they're all chatting.
I'm gonna just like nestle up to like a Hostoki who's working like, "Hey, Jam, what's up?"
Oh hey.
I beg your pardon.
You gotta go with it now, mate.
Yeah.
You're in.
Committed.
That's how it
Hello,
goes.
hello, dear.
That's it.
Oh, fuck.
I don't think of a fucking name now. Hey, I'm Unicorn.
Unicorn.
Hi, Unicorn. I'm TJ.
I know.
Cool.
I love you.
I'm.
I follow you on Instagram.
Oh, cool. Nice. Thanks for the follow.
It's for Stokey.
H for Stokey. I'll do the H.
We haven't worked out the hand symbol yet.
I just have a little thrown off for Unicorn.
Can I get an autograph, please?
Yeah, sure. No worries.
You
To Unicorn.
yes, please.
Okay, love TJ Speakerson.
And they've got like a fleck of like hair that comes up at the front like a cowlick.
Oh, adorable. Listen, I'm so glad that you're here and you're safe, Unicorn. The world needs more unicorns. Listen, Unicorn. Listen, there's something you can do for me and my friends. We need to get some information about.
Fucking God.
I'm just gonna keep going because Unicorn's having an asthma attack. Unicorn, if you could get some info back to me and my friends, that'd be great. We're looking for information about what was on Jenkins the Fat Fuck's data pad.
Real name.
And
real name.
real official name.
Yep.
And also the things that we bought back from Herstoki Tower. If you could find any information for me on that, I'd be ever so grateful, Unicorn.
Yeah.
Just had a prostate exam.
You good? You good? You've been a bit tough.
Oh no, I just they say never meet your stars, but you're amazing. Yeah, I think I think Linda's been working on that with Historia 7.
Oh, amazing.
And I'm not really too sure. I know that there's been like some secret hush hush, and they haven't told us a lot. But I can certainly ask
Oh
around.
no, it's alright. If Linda's been working, I can just that's my wife. I can just call her.
Oh, so you're not single?
Unicorn, I
won't tell if you won't.
Listen, Unicorn, I'm going to be very clear with this. I've had some misguided thoughts in the past about women and how to treat them. You deserve better than me.
Oof.
One day, Unicorn, you'll find your unicorn.
Ooh.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
going to bring my wife.
Yeah. I think it's wise. We'll leave you to it, Unicorn.
This is Kaz. He's single.
Not interested.
But don't blame your son.
You're tacky, and I hate you.
I want to call my wife.
I'm walking away. Oh, fuck.
Oh, I hate them.
I'm going to come back every time and ask for that specific Hostoki.
As we walk away, so it just falls down.
Oh, they're having a heart attack. So,
I'll ring
they will
Linda.
begin to ask around, and they're obviously a fan. Give me a diplomacy check. It's like a DC 5, and however much you smash this by, they're gonna fucking
31.
cool. So like, not only are they gonna find that information for you or try and find it for you, they also start like posting on like every commenting on every post on your HP Stokie, like, oh my god, just met Squeakerson, most humble and down to earth person, absolutely loved them. Oh, it's so amazing to be like in the same room as them, such a presence, kind of thing.
I'm just gonna message them that I love you.
Can you roll me a D100, please?
I can do that. 22.
22. You're going to gain 22 new followers to HP Stokie.
Sick. Oh my god.
Anything else happening in this room right now
Uh,
that you would like to do?
How you doing, Pez?
I'm excited to be at the office.
That's great. It's good to have you, kid.
As he just looks up into, I'm guessing, like the vastness that's just the tower.
And it is. So, like, although you've come down like several levels, what you see are these like essentially like server boxes that just light up the walls and these like blue lights, and it's like each individual one's like its own hard drive that has like a blue blinking light on it that just goes up, and there must be millions upon millions of bytes of data in it, like absolute unfathomable amounts of data. My nose is literally pouring, and I feel really weird doing this on screen, but we'll have to do it with my t-shirt. Out of tissue in here. Yeah, and it's like this big. You're inside a giant computer, and this is a storage facility for so much information, from minor arcane trinkets right the way through to galaxy ending artifacts. That, yeah.
Knowing that he's got that sort of information at his sort of at his fingertips, he's kind of getting a bit like, like,
Alright, kid. Breathe.
Yeah. I think
Come
with
on.
this information, I can make Bear better.
oh, kid, you might want to know this. We've got a mech suit.
Do we?
Can't touch it though.
Do we?
We've got to give him a mech suit, don't we? Or like access to one.
You were going to be given access to it should
Yeah.
you want to go to
yes.
DeMalco and
So
Base
we've got
A.
mech
I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stewards have literally offered you
Yeah.
a mech to fight
We
a...
promise we'll give you the helm when we get in there.
That's the
Don't even know
promise.
if he's a good pilot.
Jesus.
It's like, kid, you want to drive?
It's got to start somewhere, right?
It's like offering a toddler
Why not
car keys,
next
want to
suit?
learn to drive.
As
Um,
you take the wheel.
With that, he kind of starts just flicking through, like, or trying to get the data, or like how to pilot a mech suit, or how to upgrade Bear. Just kind of pulling, almost like reading material for downtime.
Absolutely fine. Are you going to approach the office, or are you going to leave this place? You tell me what you're doing.
But have you?
We're trying to find who's got the information. I'm going to give Linda a
Yeah.
call.
Okay.
If she's been working with
Yeah.
that kind of group. Like, hey babe, what's up?
TJ, hello.
Hey, sweet chicks. We're in your place of work at the moment. Word on the street is that you're the hot gal to talk to about the Jenkins data pad sitch.
Yes, I've been assisting Chiskisk with dealings with gaining access, and we've used many of the data files, abilities, and personnel to slowly but surely make sure we can get into that data pad and essentially read what was on there. And there's like a pause. What Jenkins was up to.
Yeah.
I think they're into that, and I think they are. Provided they're free, ready to give you guys information as soon as you want it. But I know that obviously last night you were out on a mission, and it was nice to have you back safe.
Are we able to come up now? Are we going to be intruding?
Oh, I'm up on one of the top floors of the Law Spire at the moment with the Chiskisks. But are you down?
Yeah, we're down in the pit.
Oh, okay. I'll see if we can come down to the Archive Cortex.
Amazing. All right, love you.
Love you too.
My wife loves me.
Yeah.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
Take my wife's name.
Sorry, one of the other Histokis told me to say it.
Yeah, Yeah, likely, sure. Fine, it's cute.
I like him. I like him a lot.
You can keep him then.
After probably about 25 minutes, the elevator opens. You see this Shiren, this insectoid being who's wearing like office clothing. They've got this like large, wide headpiece, their carapace that has jewelry coming off it, and they have that Starfinder Society hologram that comes out of their forehead. You know this to be Chiskisk. And you see next to them this with like bob haircut cut into their fur, pencil skirt, blouse done all the way up, and a light blazer over the top of it with a small heel on. Not wearing Decimar silk. They're in a different outfit now.
That's my girl.
And they proudly now don a small Starfinder badge on their breastplate, or where the lapel would be.
On their titties. On their hamster titties.
Yes.
On their lapel. And she sees you, and she professionally comes over, and they're holding like a data pad or a data terminal of some kind. Chiskisk is like, yes, hello. And this is all in your mind. They don't move their mouth. They just speak to you telepathically. Yes, hello. It is good to see you from last night. I hope you are recovered. Very good work on finding this facility and aiding in its shutdown.
It's not a problem.
Least we could do.
Yeah.
Well, it's... hopefully we have it in hand now. It's the least we can do for Calyx as we watch on as they try and save their people. Linda tells me that you are looking for the information found within Jenkins' datapad.
Yes, please. And the kibble, if you've got it.
Yes. I have to bring that up. I've already forgotten where it is. So you've got the datapad.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
It was the food.
Oh, yes. The Camelizer. Yes, that is also back from our laboratories. So the food itself, I'm afraid to say, has definitely... Actually, they would take you into another office, actually.
Yeah.
They would take you into a side office, probably off to one side of this like large data room. They don't even look up to the office. They just steer you off to one of these side ones, like this main office is what they don't look up to, sorry. And inside is like a small hollow table. Really is quite a small one. There's a couple of chairs around the room. They don't even turn on the hollow table, but they put the data pad down onto it and will address you in a very calm and very serene manner. And yes, so I'm afraid to say that we are breaking the news to the Hastoki later today, but there was definitely proteins of other Hastoki within the food, which means that those protein recyclers within the structures, it seems... Without getting engineers in there, we won't know for sure, but seem are refeeding back into you, and your information from this HBAD, this human resources computer, and also the information given to us by you and your people, yes, you were being fed to yourselves. Otherwise, the rest of it is basic proteins, all synthesized, for what the basic needs for most carbon-based life forms would be. Nothing really more than that, but the main protein strains were the Hastoki. Nothing, however, has been found that could alter one's mind or any other chemicals or drugs or toxins within the kibble, within the dry store feed. As for this, and he puts down this datapad, this arm, it's almost like a bracer datapad. One very similar to the ones you carry, and one very much like your one. We have found that this is mostly a comm terminal between themselves and one Elijah Rosloren. Obviously, we know them to be one of the major players and on scene the day before yesterday. The messages, which I'm sure you guys have already found, goes on to show that we think Elijah will have infected the name escapes me. Jenkins with vampirism. It seems to be that this was offered as a choice, but also as an experiment to see whether or not they could contract vampirism and whether or not that would be Elijah refers to it as a boon, as a gift. We found that as time progressed, they were teaching them how to hunt and how to use their abilities. But it seems that Elijah was very keen to keep them from eating or attacking their own kind. Something we know now that Jenkins did not do. It seems that he was being taught to hunt vermin within the vents and within the ducts, as we know that this strain of vampire has the ability to change into other predatorial beasts, like, and they'll list like certain like rodent things that can either fly or can turn into like basically like swarm of rats, swarm of bats and things, but space. It appears that they were hunting through the vents, and that was their main source of blood for a while. Then we can see that there is obviously a breach in the trust between the two, and Jenkins seems to then keep themselves away from Roslurin. We can tell from the messages that you guys have seen that we think that while Jenkins was potentially setting up whatever this plan was to free the Hostoki in this twisted and warped way, resulted in them trying to infect others. We're not sure why, without having Jenkins around to give us his reasoning. We're not sure, but we can tell that Jenkins definitely was pulling away from Roslurin, and Roslurin was trying to regain control through threats and through domination, which led then, unfortunately, to the situation in the towers. They clearly have some kind of rivalry or jealousy, or not even, I'm not even sure if it's anything that weak. It could be stronger towards yourself, and a fascination with this rivalry to always try and be seen as the better of you. We think this is why they probably accepted the vampirism in the first place, as a way to be more powerful if you were out and about with Starfinders. As for the stake that you found, I don't know if you handed that over. If you,
I did, yeah.
Obviously, they were carving the name Roslurin into it. That's a given. Mm. We think that they were going to try and draw Roslurin in to then try and kill them. We can tell from their communications that Roslurin had alluded to the fact that about their own being a vampire and needing to be staked, and while also in their coffin to stop the regeneration. They had told them all about their weaknesses and all about their abilities, and obviously Jenkins must have been trying to use that and some form of this trickery to try and get in. I'm afraid the rest of the datapad is quite literally then the information that we think you found with this jammer. They obviously used multiple datapads to send out these requests for help. They'd obviously, we think, killed the occupants of rooms or these datapads and then used them as a way to try and get information out that wasn't directly from himself, so that it was a cry for help to call people in like yourselves and like Dynatech. That way luring what we believe to be Roslurin onto the scene. But obviously you got there first. We can tell that they have done a lot of extensive research into creating that jammer, that field disruptor, but this is all off their own back, it seems. As for that, the rest of the datapad is... It had some control over some of like the doors in the building. They had managed to hardwire that in, well, not hardwire in, but program that in. But again, it was sloppy. It wasn't a professional job. This was somebody, we think, learning as they went. Maybe in desperation, we're not sure. Is there anything particular you were looking for?
It just sort of confirms what we already thought, I think. The food thing is disappointing. Nothing new that we... So we still don't really know why we have this suppression. This need to... Because things definitely changed when I left Absalom. The further I was away, the more things changed, and the more I experienced and felt, and if it's not the food that's suppressing it, what is it?
I think it has to be something to do with your creation. I think the only reason it took everyone else so much longer is because they were kept in a stale environment constantly.
Yeah.
Same apartment block sizes for everyone, same office block, same transport to work.
Same
You know,
routine.
it's nothing changes. Stops anyone from evolving.
You would have thought, though, that some kind of natural want or desire may have been there. Is there anything else you would have consumed as one unit?
Water? I mean, the vending machines in Dynatech, I mean, we had access to those, but I can't think of anything. Linda, can you think of anything?
Well, I water's definitely one thing. I mean, if it's not the food, maybe it is the water.
Do you have any like sort of injections, like regularly, or?
Ida did take a sample
He
of the
did,
water.
which is what I put over as well.
He
We
also
handed
did take a
everything
sample of
over
blood,
because I made sure that
Mhm.
we took everything that Ida had collected.
because we took out the dripping tap
We
from the one
did.
that had been like forced
Yeah,
over.
Let
because that
me-
was where I was
Let
going.
me retcon something there.
Yeah.
We found in the water. My apologies. That's on me for forgetting that. Okay, that would change things. We did find that we tested the water sample that you gave us, and we hadn't thought about it before. There is a beta blocker in that water. We're not sure if it was being added into the reservoir above the tower, or if it was within a system elsewhere. But we know that we're currently got people going up there to investigate, but we haven't. It's going to take time, especially to see where the rest of that water is going, and if any of it's been, might have heard somewhere else in the station from that reservoir whether or not people were affected. Because surely, if there are beta blockers in there, it would affect not just yourselves, but anybody else it's going to.
Did send a photo to Historia 7 of a note that we were actually in the reservoir before we got into the tower. We went a bit asked about face, I'm not going to lie. But we did find a handwritten note in there about keeping one of the reservoirs open, and I have a picture of it. I'll flick it over. I have asked for some handwriting analysis if possible, but we found this saying orders to keep it open.
Okay. I will get this checked against blueprints of what the reservoir should be doing. Obviously, it wasn't supposed to be connected to that tower anyway. It's supposed to be an emergency. It's not purge. It's a flush system, which obviously was then fed into the water system itself. If we can find that the rest of those sliver systems were turned off, so it couldn't affect other areas of the station, we could have our mark. We now need to find the engineers that should be under station authority, and who they were paid off by, or if they were putting anything into the water supply. But the water definitely had beta blocker in it.
Amazing. Well, that's something.
Okay,
So
well, there you go.
there's something. I'm just going to send you a load of images of like the film I took in the reservoir, if that's any help.
We will get straight on it.
Amazing.
And you can see it's like, Linda, could you start forwarding those to the relevant places? She's like, yes, sir. And just starts pinging them off.
Look at her go. Look at her go.
She just smiles at you. Yep, that's my bad. Sorry, I've forgotten that you'd taken that water sample. I obviously hadn't written it down, and I will once more, because I forgot that and you didn't. You can have a credit stick for that.
Thank you.
Fucking hand them out tonight.
Solid.
Not a fan of that. If it is a case that you were then away from the block and then that beta blocker stopped working, we could have all the space ducks in a row.
Yeah.
All the sparks.
We're so creative.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
That's good. That's
Hello. Unicorn.
That's
That's-
past once in your life.
Okay.
it's reassuring. That is
We
reassuring.
found something at least.
What's next for you guys?
Well, we're going to try and do a little bit more swinging of a vote. We're going to try and meet with Solias this evening. Go to the pub, rizz him up. Did I use that right?
Yeah, you did.
Fantastic. And yeah, we think we've been making good headway in that direction, but and then we'll know from there.
Well, Solias will frequent the bar in the main lobby anytime from in around 7 o'clock. That seems to be something that we've kept an eye on as data files, because we know obviously who the main influencers are, but we couldn't step in. But I can tell you they'll probably be in there from around 7. If not, they will be in Docking Bay. Number I gave you before, I think it was 13. I might be wrong. I'll just say 13 for now. Docking Bay 13 with their ship, the Deep.
Amazing, thank you. Anything we should know about this individual?
They're a lot.
So
They
that's another one.
Nothing
are
can't handle.
very sure of themselves, to say the least. They are the captain of a ship called the Deep. They run their own infosphere talk show where it's their ponderings while they are submerged on their missions. It's not my taste. And you can see them struggling, like their antennae are twitching as they try and find the right words. It's almost like a static in your mind.
It's alright, Shiskus. We're all friends here. You can say how you really feel.
I think they're an idiot. However, some people hang off their every word. They are very influential and they are very charismatic. They are a good captain, but then it's not hard to be a good captain. And you can see this eyebrow, this cocked eye, where it's not hard to be a good captain of yourself. But they are certainly self-made.
Self-made man.
Flattery will go a long way.
Oh, I can do that. He's just crick his neck. Right, yeah.
But
Do that.
I wouldn't put it past them knowing when you're being disingenuous.
I'm very ingenuous with my flattery. Well, I'm very genuine with my flattery. I always mean my flattery.
Well, thank you for the information and correcting me on the water situation.
Thank you for getting into that pad and doing the test. We appreciate everything that you've done here, and particularly with, not to speak on behalf of the Hostoki, but in this moment I will. We greatly appreciate what the Starfinder Society has done for us, and in terms of helping keep safe those that you can.
We've got a long way to go. The androids were in the same boat some years ago. They've managed to get their place in the packed world, but I'm sure we'll get you yours as well.
Thank you. Ooh.
Just as a thing, is the captain of the Deep a Starfinder, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's fine.
We've got probably a couple of hours until he gets here, so...
I've got a way to get him talking about himself. You just see him pull out this little pack of cards. He's like, it's a reverse hollow of the captains of the Starfinders. You can ask him to sign it.
Wait, what's this?
He just shines it around. It's like a trading card.
How do I get on one of those?
I made you one, and it's just like poorly drawn
They're
one.
self-made cards. Yeah.
Love it, yeah.
Okay, so you can give me a culture check. I would say if you had the piloting archetype, I would let the DC be different, but you don't have that. You have the vid game one, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Theme, sorry, that's it, not archetype.
Yeah. 17.
I think you've heard of him, and you've definitely seen the name of this Infosphere cast, or Infocast. There we go. And yeah, I don't think you've seen them personally though. But you can still have a card that you've made.
That's very good, Pez. Well done. Okay.
Hopefully that'll
Good
feed
feeling
him.
about this one. Sorry.
You got a good feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if
go
you
for
stick with Roos, he'll show you the ropes.
Hopefully that'll feed into his ego a little bit, having that card.
That was my thinking.
Stroke the ego all the way.
Yeah.
On
Who's
that
he,
note, I want to listen to one of maybe the short podcasts just to get a flavour of who we're meeting.
Okay.
I also want to know if there's anything in these podcasts that he constantly talks about.
Yeah, exactly.
That he's
Try
like,
and-
every single episode is just like at least something that he's like, oh, did you watch this episode of this?
Should we do a little bit of like each take a few episodes and plug it in? And
Or you
see
can
what we
sit at a
do?
table in the bar and you can just have it on loudspeaker.
I mean,
That's obnoxious.
well, maybe if we start off, get some digging, and then pick one to be listening to at the bar, and then we walks in and be like, oh my god, it's hilarious!
Sure. Fuck it. Why not?
Yes, Kaz, I love this! I love this energy from you. Fucking finally!
We could just run it through some AI.
Shut up! No.
That's the
Listen,
easy way.
That is the easy way, because the AI are great in here, and some of them might have weird voices, and that's fine. But no, we're going to do this the old-fashioned way.
Doubtful.
Ask Sid to read it.
Please,
No,
God,
guys.
no.
And then I went deep, all the way down, like James Cameron.
James Cameron!
Something in the water.
James Cameron.
All right. Let's go to the fucking...
Was podcast the shit?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you start with like one of the long ones, one of the short ones? What do you start with?
I think start with a couple of short. Is there like a rating system on them? Have they like got reviews and things?
Yeah, they do. So some of them will be like, oh my god, I totally agree, and they're like comment reviews almost. Other ones are like, oh my god, so deep. Other ones are like, wait, what?
Oh, I'm going for the wait what one.
Cool. So, fuck, this is so dumb.
What was that? Turning the Stokie sentient. Who was it that said about the water and the frogs?
It's the water. It's turning the frickin' frogs gay.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh,
Alex
classic
Jones.
fine.
I need to get the reference.
It's not far off that.
This is my happy place.
So, I'm just trying to find some of them. It's
Somebody keeps turning Alex Jones into like Space Marine interactions.
Oh, yeah.
It's so
I've seen
stupid.
that. That's so good.
and it really is like the stupid things people have said. You go onto the ones that are like, wait, what? And it's things like, it's like, it always starts with, hello everybody, welcome to the Deep Thoughts in the Deep.
Yes.
I am Captain.
Jacques Cousteau?
Shakista. Come on there.
I need their actual full name because they would give it. I'm Captain Olsen Solias. And this is Deep Thoughts in the Deep. And then it cuts to like a really grainy sound where it's just like you can hear it like, whatever I do it better underwater. And some of them are just one-liners like that. And that's the whole show.
Wow.
Other ones are a little bit longer, where they start with like a thought like, we have gone into the stars, yet I am underwater. And it's like the dumbest shit, where like they then like go on this like massive, it's almost like a stoner tirade of like linking stupid things together, like, and then we met the Shirans, and the Shirans came from a world where there was water. And then the water from their world is different to our water, but there's still water. And it's like, it's stuff like that. And then there's like ones that like, I do smoke, but I don't go through all this trouble just because I want to make my drug of choice legal. It's all about personal freedom. We should have the right in this country to do what, in this galaxy to do what we want if we don't hurt anybody. And it's just, it is shit like that again and again and again. But other ones, there are ones that do have this less aloofness to them, and they are more like, so recently on the recent dive on Kalos 6 we found, and they go like list off treasures and they list off things they did, procedures that they did, and it sounds more professional. And it sounds like they talk about their ship, they talk about the deep, and how we have created a subaquatic spacecraft, and we are able to take off the cockpit of this and the search arms and detach it from the drift engine at the back so that we can submerge and dive down deep into the waters in search for artifacts and treasures that we can bring back for trade. And I would like you to give me a medicine check, please, all of you, as you listen. And over the space of about 2 hours, it's just these like rantings of a madman. Let's start over here.
15.
23.
19.
25.
I think for TJ and Kaz, for a minute you think, is this guy on like bacteria wang, or is this guy like smoking something? And then you think about like the pressures of deep diving miles beneath planets' surfaces, where not only is it like that pressure, but also the gravity on each planet is different, and that can have an effect on people's minds. This guy almost gets baked while he's diving, basically, thanks to like the pressure, and you like put it together that this guy's a bit of a
nut job.
Yeah, a little bit of a junkie, little bit of like a, but it's all part of the job, so it's like completely fine. And like you then find one of the shows that talks about like the dangers of pressure and how that can affect one's mind. And he's like, you know, they say keep your mind sharp, and you can always find the greatest treasure within you and stuff like that. And it's just horseshit. But people hang off it. It's literally like Alex Jones and like stuff like that, where people say dumb shit all the time, and this guy is full of it, and people fucking lap it up. And you can see that like people have just taken to it. And like there are things like episodes of title of episodes which is like, sometimes I wish I could swim through the air, or like.
It's too close to home, isn't it? That's why it's so fucking rough.
Oh look, it's a full sun out today.
I love the sounds you just made there, Steph. That was great.
It was the squeak earlier that got me.
Wish I could swim through the air.
What fly?
You get the feeling that this guy. Like, I had a list of quotes written down somewhere that this guy had for his podcast, and I fucking lost the sheet, and I had to like quickly like search on the internet. I was like, fucking shit, they're gonna chat to him today, and I'm like trying to find the fucking. I had some beauties that I had things that I was gonna reel off, and I don't know where I put them.
Oh, this is beautiful.
But essentially, like, you know, the like aliens guy. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of. Yeah, this guy's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Alright then.
Yeah.
So
God damn.
excited.
After, are you guys staying there?
I mean, just
We'll,
stay there until he gets there.
yeah, we'll be at the pub.
Keep an eye
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Okay. After, it gets into early evening, just past sort of 7 o'clock-ish, and like Chiska said, right on time, you see somebody make an entrance. You see this human male. They had this like long brown hair, and it's tucked behind their ears. They are quite handsome and tanned, with defined features and brown eyes. They wear simple station wear, very similar to like the custodian under armor that you've seen like John, some of the other custodians wearing. But they have these like patches of resin armor plating stitched into it. It's a very flexible armor that they're wearing, and they kind of like float into the room. Like the only other people you've seen do this are Cowlo, these like aquatic fishmen. And they sort of like have this like constant underwater look, and this guy swans into the room. He's like, "Hey, Tricky Pete!"
Fucking hell. The characters we've had on this
Bringing
episode.
a new energy into 2025.
Jesus.
It's Tricky Pete through me.
You broke yourself. Tricky Pete.
Chicken Pete.
Remember, guys, if you use your Twitch Prime subscription, you can't get this level of comedy anywhere else.
No.
We're not afraid to be raw and unedited here.
Damn right.
The fucking podcast is fucking raw.
All right, come on.
I'll have a glass of bacteria wine, please.
Oh shit, this guy's for real.
He's going straight in.
Straight for the wang.
Going raw.
He needs to make a perception check. Okay, so 15 on the dice.
Oh dear.
Okay, total of 28. You guys have been pretty open about it, right?
Oh yeah, no, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you all make me a group diplomacy check, please? Or a bluff check if you were trying to, like, almost deceive me into being, like, fans and coming over. You, let's make a check and then you tell me what's about to happen,
Oh.
basically.
Oh. Nat 20 minus 2.
Yeah, okay, so nat 20 for a -2 for an 18. And that's on diplomacy. Oh,
yeah.
bluff, yeah.
Okay, 27 on bluff.
Okay, 27 on bluff.
14 on diplomacy.
23 on bluff.
Okay. You were going to grab his attention. How do you want that to be? Do you want it to be like, oh my god? Or is it like, you know, you're just listening to it and then he catches that? You tell me what's happening
I
here.
think it's like pausing, like listening to podcasts. But, you know, this guy's right. Sometimes I do just wish we could, you know, swim through the air. You know?
Yeah.
It's actually really deep. It's
It's
fantastic,
so
isn't it?
deep. I just feel like this guy has just like penetrated my mind. Just gone raw dogging
right
deep.
in there.
Right
yeah.
in.
And you can just, like, his ears, like, you can see, like, the hair, like, moves back and his, like, ears, like, catch the sound. He's like, well, your captain is here. I am Elias, Olsen Elias, at your service. Are you listening to my podcast? Would you like me to sign your data terminal?
Oh my god, dude. This is, what are the chances, eh? Captain TJ Squeakerson of the Orion's Hope.
Captain Olsen Elias of the Deep, but obviously you know that already.
I absolutely.
Of course
Do
we
you know
do.
what? Absolutely. My crew and I have been doing some bonding, listening to your podcast. What are the chances?
Oh, no, I am so humbled to hear that you are listening to my podcast. Have you listened to... I can write better than anybody who can write faster, and I can write faster than anybody who can write better.
Do you know what? That one's cute next.
Yeah, actually, yes, it's in the queue.
Yeah.
Would you like to join us while we listen?
You can talk us through your process.
I would love to. Also, you should check out I Never Miss a Chance to Have Sex or Appear on Television.
Television.
TJ's like, actually, that one sounds really good.
I haven't come across that one yet.
Drink a beer. 4 bacteria wangs. And I can't remember what Tricky Pete is. Hey, okay, I'll get some bacteria wine for you. Hey, and eventually, like this, I'm sweating. Yeah, he sits down with you and he straight Rikers it. He turns the chair around. It's a bar stool. It's got no back to it.
Now, this is the funny thing, because TJ is also Rikering the seat.
It's like yeah.
It's the captain's stance.
It's a sci-fi style stool, so it's literally just a cushion and then a
Just full man spreading across this stool.
like a coned spindle essentially, but like the back of it is finned, so he turns it around and then Rikers it with you guys. These glasses come across and they're like spherical flasks with this large aperture that then has like a spout coming out of the top. It's like a teacup spout, but only like the bottom half of it. The top is just completely open, and you can see inside this black substance just moving around on its own in the bottom of it. It's like, yeah, to me! Push! And he just knocks back this bacteria wang.
Unfortunately, the wife doesn't like it when I wang, so...
Can I have a drink? Everyone else is doing it.
Do you all participate in...
Oh, back one back.
Okay, I need a fortitude saving throw, please.
Got to keep up the image.
Yeah. I'm not going to wang, but my crew can wang.
Okay, that's fine, I think. 23.
Okay,
23.
awesome.
Hey.
Anybody else knock it back?
10.
10. Okay, so
That tracks, to be fair.
so for you two, you feel this like effect of as you knock it back. Because you guys haven't experienced this before, have you? It was only Calyx that did it.
Yeah.
You knock the glass back, and whereas with his one, he did something that caused it to just fall into his mouth and swallowed it. For you, you knock back.
Gotta like chew it a little bit.
It doesn't move, and then it just
Oh.
like crawls down the glass like proper venom style.
Ah, it's like mama's food.
And then into your mouth, where you're then like.
I'm used to this.
You gotta do the old smile and chug, and
It's been a while since I've had one of those.
but as you can feel it basically pulling its way down your esophagus and into your stomach, where you feel
That's
it.
the noise you would make.
This is a table of noises tonight.
It's just bacteria.
Another one.
That's bacterial wow.
Where's the lemon drop in it?
And
Oh, dear.
Fucking hell.
you get this like almost of like it's like euphoria for a second, but you kind of like steal your minds, and there is like a little buzz from that, but you don't have any negative effects or anything like that. You, on the other hand, you are
Character number
dazed,
4.
you are stunned, and you are incapacitated for 1d4 rounds. So I need you to roll a d4 for me, please.
Just
3.
3. Okay, you watch as like Pez knocks it back, and with that goblin tongue goes up into the glass, and it just as he comes back down, you watch like inside his eyes, these like red goblin eyes, it just like tendrils up with black as he just
Cool, well that's happening.
bacterial wang!
There we go.
that was his first time, I think. So
Yeah, you're out.
What was
Out
it?
cold.
Stunned, dazed, and...
Stunned, dazed, and incapacitated for 3 rounds.
I'm gonna sling him over my shoulder. Here you
Burp him.
go. Yeah.
So, what is it you think of the podcast? It's amazing!
Absolutely love it, man.
Yeah.
Like seriously, your thinking is next level. Like, you know, it's like if most people's thinking is like here, yours is like here,
Deep.
deep.
yeah.
Deep.
I
I like
like
that.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but
See him like take a note.
yeah, you can have that. Yeah, I can't believe we've only just come across it. Yeah, we're fairly new to the Starfinder Society ourselves. But yeah, no, we've been kind of trying to catch up on the election biz that's been going on.
Oh no way!
It's happening
Yeah.
tomorrow, right?
Yeah, right. And yeah, your name keeps cropping up.
Oh, yes, the debate starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
It is quite an exciting time. There is so much potential with opportunities. It's an amazing time to be a Starfinder.
Absolutely, very exciting. So, what sort of opportunities are you actually looking for, my man? Like, I'd
Well-
love to get captain to captain into your psyche.
Well, from my personal opinion, I am going to be voting for Zano. If you haven't heard, Dynatech official Zano, who used to be a Starfinder, they are looking to link the company in, and they already have the exploration department.
How
But
you say?
how you say? How you say?
How you say? Yes.
They are looking to expand on the expeditions that we can do, not only as crews, but as your own individual adventurer and treasure seeker. For example, I go out on my own missions, no crew, just me! And you're going to drink that.
My man,
Oh,
please.
Blash knocks it back. And again, you now see they scoop their tongue on the inside of the glass, not touching the bacteria one, but they almost like rim the glass, and it just into their mouth. It's like it jumps in, and they just knock it back. And that is the good stuff. You see them like phase for a second and then come back in. They are offering many opportunities for crews like yourself to be better funded and have access to not only Starfinder tech and information, but Dynatech equipment and ships and people who are just starting to make their way in there. I spit everywhere. I apologize.
It's all right, my dude. Don't worry. Listen, it's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. Let's talk about they are offering, especially newcomers to the Starfinders who don't have their own ships and the ability to get out and about on their own from the get-go, from as soon as they finish their cadet training.
Yeah, no, funny enough, we actually started out on a Dynatech ship.
Oh, no way!
Yeah, the SS Joan. Fine lady.
4 on the dice. He's going to make a culture check because you have been in the news.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have not heard of it.
No, well, that's the thing. So we came upon, unfortunately, a thing happened with a crew member who was, you know what it's like when these crews come together and you're not quite there yet as a team, and he wasn't a team player, so he had to go. And
That is why I work alone?
unfortunately, the Joan was part of that deal, but we got a better ship, the Orion's Hope, of which I am the captain, and these are my loyal and amazing and beautiful crew. And I have mad respect for you being able to do the solo thing. But yeah, we are just kind of like starting out on the whole Starfinder expedition thing. But yeah, the Dynatech element, unfortunately for us, didn't provide as many opportunities as we were promised.
Oh, what do you mean by that? I found that anytime I have worked for Dynatech, it has been a fruitful endeavor for me to be able to go. But maybe that is because I work alone, and you can always trust that yourself will work harder for yourself, even when
you're
you are your own betrayer.
Exactly.
Fucking don't know.
If you can't trust yourself, what do you have? Nothing. But no, what we found actually was, now, captain to captain, I'm a little bit of a movie maker myself. You have your obviously amazing talkies, and I've got my viewies. And my viewies are quite something to behold. Now, here's the thing. I was told I was having free reign to create my directorial debut. What happens? They steal my footage, doctor it to shit, and put out the most horrendous cut I've ever seen in my life. Where's the freedom? Where's the independence in that, I ask you?
Very true, but you have to dance like nobody attractive is watching.
Listen, Captain.
Risen.
You
haven't seen me dance.
You can dance if you want.
Well, you have to be the odd. You have to be odd to be the number one.
Oh, that's quite true, to be honest. That's quite true. Listen, you speak about all this equipment that Dynatech could be providing the Starfinders if, say, Xano it becomes the First Seeker. But as an engineer myself, I can't say I can speak much for the quality of their equipment. I mean, whilst we were out on the ships on the SS Joan, we did not have much good luck on the quality of the ship itself. So
I can't say that I have experienced this for myself, but that is unfortunate to hear if that is the case. But I know that my ship, the Deep, was only a planetary-wide traveler, but with the help of Dynatech Industries, I was able to fit a drift engine to her and make her a 2-part vessel. That was technology that we came up with together, and they helped me on this expedition of my life. Like they say, onwards, upwards, with reckless optimism, always twirling towards freedom.
Interesting that you mentioned freedom, Captain. I wouldn't be where I am without the Starfinder Society. If it wasn't for the Starfinders, I would be in a lab in Dynatech, cut open, neck to bollocks, splayed open for the world to see.
If life gives you lemons, make some kind of fruity juice.
Listen, I don't mean to get my knickers in a downward spiral, but
I like that one.
I thought you might. But I'm gonna lay it on the line, my dude. We've had some unfortunate dealings with Dynatech, and we know Xano personally. And
oh, no way.
Yeah way. Unfortunately, listen, man. I know that you're a truth finder, and that you can handle what I'm about to lay down for you.
Shit's going to get real deep, yeah.
Shit's gonna get real deep. We're spelunking now, my man. There you go. Listen, I've just witnessed a massacre of my own people, at the hands of Dynatech negligence. And I'm gonna just slide across my data pad with a few choice images of Hastoki exploding and the viscera and general horrendous. Did you know? Now you won't enjoy this. We've recently found out that the water that we were drinking in these hidden towers, Hastoki Heights colloquially, actually contained beta blockers. I couldn't give my good lady wife the rogering she deserved.
But could you see to yourself?
No.
If you cannot love yourself, then you can never really love anybody else.
Exactly. I couldn't love at all until I was free of those shackles, weighing me down like an anchor to the depths of the oceans. And it's only since leaving that horrid situation I've been able to fully touch myself and touch my wife. 2 in the morning, 3 in the evening. Pre-sheathed, fully erect.
It's just like God
Bringing out all
intended.
fucking.
Oh my god.
Can I make my conspiratorial ally check to see if
Yeah.
I can get him?
Yeah. Wow.
So I need to make a. It needs to either be a DC 15 plus 1.5. Yeah, a DC is 15 plus 1.5 times the creature's CR.
Or
That's it. That's just what it is.
15 plus the creature, 1.5 times a CR.
Yeah.
So they are a CR 6.
Okay.
They are a level 6 envoy. To which end this will be a 15 plus 9, so that is going to be 24. Oh, I got that one, Jack! It's 10 minus 1, isn't it?
You're learning.
I'm learning.
Super Nintendo Chalmers.
Hi, Super Nintendo Chalmers!
Hang on, maths. 25.
Oh,
Fucking just.
yes.
Okay,
Skin
tell
my
me
fucking
what
teeth.
conspiratorial ally
After
does.
a creature discusses their beliefs or guiding philosophy with you, which he has, or displays a prominent symbol that would indicate their beliefs, you can attempt a culture check to recall knowledge. On a success, you know what the creature cares deeply about and how to use that to your advantage. For the next minute while you're using this knowledge, you can treat the creature's attitude towards you as one step higher.
Okay.
And I think I've probably got that out of them.
Yes, I would say that you absolutely have. I would also say that between you guys chatting, that you could have also added a +2 to that. That would absolutely would have been the help action. So I'm going to quickly look at change attitude for a second, because this is going to be. No, that's the spell change attitude. Standing, I think it's actually called in Starfinder. So.
You're having a proper bop tonight, Jen.
Yeah. Me, I'm bopping, yeah.
Yeah, just bopping. Yeah.
It's just some vibing, yeah.
Just vibes.
What can I say?
It's fighting with the deep.
Indeed. Deep thoughts in the deep.
After about 3 rounds, by the way, Pez, you just like as you watch as black ooze leaves his ears and just falls onto the table, and he's like, "Eh, that's the one."
Don't tell your parents.
He's back.
No bet.
You stole my shoulder.
yeah.
I just wake up. I want a cracker.
The fuck
Okay.
you say?
So they were indifferent. They are now friendly towards you. So either due to generally cheerful disposition or predisposition to like you, friendly creatures that you treat you with kindness and respect. They may give you more detailed advice or simple aid, but generally won't go out of their way to be helpful. If angered or attacked, friendly creatures become indifferent and often try to avoid further contact with you if possible. Obviously, if you can then get their standing to go one further, they will then be helpful with you.
Yeah. Listen, man, you know, I respect you too much to give you, you know, the bullshit. We're in a position where, you know, looking at these candidates, I'm afraid Xano just doesn't scratch the itch for us. We've been burned too many times, and only the healing waters of nature's depths can really heal that wound. We know that you are a guy who can make things happen, and I'm not telling you what to do because, you know, can you ever truly own a horse?
You see him like in that moment, like you say, "Can you ever truly own a horse?" He's like, "That is very deep."
And I think you're the kind of guy who really, from starboard to bow, knows himself and knows the depths of himself and his complexities. Because let's face it, men are just really complex. And I'm gonna like spread a little further. And like, yeah, men just are really hard done by, I feel. And we, you know,
Fuck's sake.
no one understands us.
More spaghetti, less spaghetti.
Ravioli.
Give me the formula.
Do you know what? Do you know what's a versatile animal? The goat.
What is a goat?
Dunno, but it's versatile, isn't it?
I'm literally reading a line that says, "I'm a strong, independent acid snake in a skin suit of a strong, independent woman." Incel thing from what we were saying earlier.
As you say goat, we go, "You're the goat deep, greatest of all time."
But I'm going to lay it on the line. I'm not going to try and get you to change your mind, but I know that you are a man of deep thought. And I'm just asking you, man, to go sub with it. And dive a little further into the truth.
I see what you are saying, and I appreciate that you are giving me deeper thoughts to think about. But at the same time, singular captains like myself, we could not have made it without people like Dynatech Industries, giving us the funding and giving us the aids that the Starfinders can't necessarily do.
Insider tip for you, my man. I wouldn't put all my stock in Dynatech.
I'm going to give him a sense motive on that.
The waters are draining. The drought is near.
How many puns do we need?
I'm
Oh.
roaring it.
Plus 18
Yeah.
for a 19.
Shit.
Dude's built like an envoy. Built like an envoy.
Go like an envoy.
Built different.
He's an envoy.
Bluffing day diplomacy all night.
And then boy, love that.
An envoy?
Fuck's sake.
No, my pronouns are he, him.
Here's a deep thought.
Oh my god. Oh, what am I doing with my life? Fuck's sake.
I don't mean to be salty about it, but the brine is not brining. The can is empty, the sardines have jumped.
Oh, you're really straight to the bottom of the barrel.
No, I'm just getting started.
That's the worrying bit.
Oh shit, I just realised something. I can swim through here.
Yeah, you can
God
do.
damn.
Did you know that elbows are just knees for your arms?
And you see his face like fucking change. And like. Cool. I'm gonna give you another. This is a. What was the one you just made?
God damn.
I did a culture one. That
Yeah.
was my conspiratorial ally, but like.
This will now be a diplomacy check.
Diplomacy.
This is going to be, the check to see if you can get them to help. You can see you're giving them a lot to think about, and they're looking at the data pad. They're looking at the terminal, the data. You're giving them these images of the farm. You're also like talking about Xano and how you sort of know them as well. And yeah, I mean.
30.
So if we are not to trust Xano and Dynatech Industries, or if we are not to explore this new ocean, who is it we should?
Why should we swim in a polluted pool? Why not use this opportunity to... Did you know that in the old times on Earth, only 5% of the
On
oceans, only 5% of the oceans were actually explored? That's true. Actually.
Prove it.
I will
No,
get
no,
my
it's fine. We
PowerPoints out. there's so much left for us to explore. So many new pools in which to dip our toes. And it's Starfinders like yourself, my good man, like us, who can come in and make active change. If
So
there's
you're saying I
something-
should run for First Seeker?
Hell yeah, if you want it, man, yeah.
Why not?
That'll be real deep.
What's stopping you? Only but yourself.
If you can't be yourself but better.
Listen, man.
There you go.
Live, laugh, Joan.
I do not know who John is.
Think about it.
Joan is whatever you want it to be.
He's Joan. I'm Joan. This table is Joan.
And you can see him like just.
Transcend.
John.
Joan. Joan is also dolphins.
Oh, this hurts my head so
Right,
much.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thriving.
It's like a fucking fever dream right now.
I
Yeah,
am
trying to
in
be
my
this character is so hard.
I am so excited. I'm in my absolute fucking element.
That's the episode title.
Joan is also dolphins.
And you can see he's like just spaced out now. Like his mind is just blown. You know, and it's up to you however long you want that conversation to carry on. But
I mean,
eventually,
I will talk shit back at him, but I also follow my account H for a Stokie.
yeah, I mean, with that diplomacy check, he absolutely will. Like, it's another person that will go onto there, and they'll like actively try and take a selfie with you guys as a group, and
Yeah.
they're just like,
As he's
Racking
doing
those
that,
up.
can I try and boost his friendship by trying to get him to sign the card? Like, TJ, did you show him the card yet?
Yeah. So my friend Pez here
Hi.
is designing
Hello.
a card game of captains in the Starfinder organization.
I
And-
absolutely love it, like a trading card game.
Exactly.
Yes.
We'd love it if we could make a one of a kind, unique, special edition by having you sign it, good sir. I haven't even signed mine, so
He hasn't got one.
yet. We're
Yet.
working on that.
Yeah, you need to do one for the great captain here. Like TJ Squeaker says, this is incredible. Absolutely, I will sign it.
and like it's a really flourishing signature that is Olsen Solias. Keep it deep, keep it real.
All right, Ali G.
It says keep it deep, keep it real. To my new best friend Pez, I will always be amazing. Olsen Solias.
You just see, as soon as he hands it back, you just hear it.
Snapshot of a slab. There's also he's also going to make a sleight of hand check. Oh,
That's on the tray.
oh, that was on the edge, but a nat
Ooh,
one, so I'm going to
edging.
re-roll that. There's a 13. They've also done like a little doodle of like a side-on portrait of their face, and it's like a line work of an ear with hair behind it, which is sort of like 45 degrees with an eye that looks forwards with this like perfect profile nose. It's not great, but it's clearly meant to be them, and it's like part of the S of the signature, and he's done it in where there would be things, and I've done the artwork for you.
Slabs.
Mechanically, I will tell you that 3 out of the 4 main influencers have been turned into helpful
Nice.
friends, basically, that will, when we get to the debates and when we get to the actual casting of the votes, it will come down to a D100 roll. Each candidate will make a D100 roll, but based off who you have influenced and who you have got to help will change, and each one is basically 25, 50, 75, 100%. You've got 75% basically to cap Dynatech at 25%. It doesn't mean
Nope.
that they will lose.
Nope.
If you can get the other one in the next few hours, then maybe, if you can get I've got it here.
What's her name?
Lynch.
No,
If you can get
yeah.
Lynch,
Arcana Miriam.
yeah,
One for a penny.
then you could potentially. It would have to be a 1 in 100 roll for them.
Yeah.
And if it ties with, so what's going to happen is I'm going to roll a D100 for each candidate. Obviously, 100 on the dice is going to be like a fucking absolute banger. But I'm capping them as they go down with your help. So each one will roll a d100, and then where they sit, that's how the votes are going to work. So there's basically a higher chance for the others to win. But we'll have to find out what happens with Lynch if you decide to go for that in the next couple of hours, and with the debates, which technically start in the next 12 hours.
We can do this, guys.
In world.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the worst going to happen? She's going to say no.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing to lose at this point.
So-
Might as well.
Still in a good position.
Yeah.
To which end then, thank you so much to everybody who has been watching on Twitch, who's watching on YouTube. Please hit the follow button. If you want to sub up using Twitch Prime, please do. If you are on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. We are trying to push for the 1,000 followers on YouTube. I will be doing a dice giveaway. When we hit that, it's for a unique, completely bespoke dice. Other than that, we'll be back next week for Starfinder episode 54. As we begin the next stage of this journey. Thank you so much to everybody out there. We love you so much. At least I do. You know, I'm not going to speak for you guys.
Yep.
Just very aroused by
don't
I think
everyone.
we do, yeah.
Thank you so much, podcast listeners. You're all amazing. May those dice gods be ever in your favour. We'll see you later, guys.
See you later.
Bye.